Yes. Well, just gentlemen, I guess ladies over there. All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Calibrated Cast. If I'm not mistaken, this is episode 5.
I think so.
God, I don't even know.
Yeah, it should be.
I think it's episode 5. I was going to
so.
say 6, but I think it's episode 5. I'm joined once again by Matt.
Yo.
And John.
Sorry, I was in like a...
No, you're good.
It means it.
John.
Yes, thank you.
And we have been gone a while. It's been a very busy last couple of months, I think.
Weeks.
Yeah.
Actually, it is episode 6.
It's episode 6?
Because it was us, then it was John, then it was Alex, Gil, and then Brian.
Brian, yeah, okay. Sorry, Brian.
I forgot about that.
I forgot.
Go on, continue. But continue.
Episode 6, my bad. We have been gone for a while. It's just been a very busy and chaotic time of year. And, a lot of things have happened that have required a lot of our attention and occupy a lot of our mental space. So we weren't really in a position to make another episode. I don't want to speak for everybody here, but that's just what I...
no, for sure. Okay. Yeah, just, finals, pretty much?
Finals, schoolwork, everything dialing down, really.
Yeah.
So...
Growing as people to get better.
Exactly.
Waiting for Ani's beard to grow back.
My beard didn't need to come back. We couldn't do the series without the beard. I'll let the hair grow out too. I think I probably should cut it.
The boy wonder.
Yeah.
Faded Ani.
Oh my god.
That's what
Actually, I was supposed to get a haircut before coming here.
Yeah.
But
I'm going tomorrow if you want to go.
I thought you were going to Austin tomorrow.
No, we're going in the afternoon.
We're actually getting a haircut at game day. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Andrew, not only
does haircuts. He specializes in everything, even haircuts.
And a coach, and a therapist, and a general manager. But he also does haircuts as well. What can the man not do? Really?
Well, yeah, just like, we've been all busy, so it's just been a hectic few weeks since the last episode. Well, multiple weeks, but finally have a chance. Now, as everything settles, as we have like, I think you have like one final, right?
Yep.
One final left. I think you're done, right?
No, I have one more.
Yeah, one more. So
Tomorrow, yep. Biomechanics. Woo.
Is it in person?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
The teacher doesn't want to see us.
He's like, no, you good.
So I'm going home.
Mm-hmm. But
you're done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're done.
You were done today.
Yeah. Finished today. I had it was resistance training and conditioning, and it's so weird just because I always pull up to the parking lot, it's like always filled. Even to like all the way to the
end. Literally next to the track.
Yeah. At the Bobcat parking lot right next to the stadium, and I'm just like, I would always either have to just wait and then try to find parking near the building, or I would take my chance to park. Apparently there's like another parking spot like right behind it that's mostly for the park over there.
Yeah.
But I don't park there anymore because I got a parking ticket.
Damn.
It was like $30, but I was like, damn.
Oh, that's not bad. I think because it's your first time. They don't give out warnings anymore.
I thought it was a thing. I thought everyone, apparently from what I heard, got warnings. Then I was like, man, why not me?
Well, apparently, there was some sort of funding problem with the campus police.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Well, I'm saying the way they got their funding has changed. Like they're not affiliated with. I think they're still affiliated with the university, but there's something with the funding that's been changed. So now tickets are how they make their money. That's probably why they just gave you a ticket first instead of giving you a warning.
That's crazy.
That's what I was told.
They built another station, and within a month span.
It's a lot of tickets, bro.
It was just funny because I was like, as soon as I got my ticket, I took it to the court office like right then and there, just because I was like, I don't want to worry about it. So I took it there and I took it to the guy. And he was like, oh, okay. And he was like, oh, I don't see you in the system. And then he looks at the time like, oh, you got this just an hour ago. I was like, yeah, I just don't want to worry about it. And he was like, oh, if you don't mind waiting. I just did this manually. I was like, yeah, fuck it. Because I didn't want to like worry about like, oh, I still gotta go pay this. So
Well, if I remember, because my first year here, if you didn't pay it right then and there, they would just add it on top of your tuition.
See, that's
really?
more convenient.
Yeah, it is more convenient, but then again, it's like you forget about it. It's like, why am I charged like an extra?
it's like, damn, why can't I graduate? oh.
Yeah, what is it like high school with your hours?
Yeah, it's like,
You have to
oh, you
make
still
up
got
hours?
fines to pay and everything. I was like, fuck, I remember that.
Or like books, if you had books or lunch.
You never turned in your library books.
But then again, who reads books in high school?
I never had that. That was the thing. I was like, I never checked out a book.
I've never touched a single book unless it was a textbook in high school.
I had to read for my English class in high school. I had to read 1984. I had to read Animal Farm. I had to read Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, that too.
And I had to read something.
How to Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, I did read To Kill a Mockingbird, but I think that was in college.
Wow.
Or like I had to read a section and do a report on it or something.
What about Salt?
No.
No. That was a big one too.
I had to read. I don't know if it was middle school or it was at high school. It was Ender's Game.
Yeah,
I had to read that.
I think I had classmates who had to read that. I didn't have to read it. Then. I think I had to read. There was a book about the Little Rock, Arkansas, the people who were there, the integrated students. I can't remember what it was called, but I had to read that as well for one of my English classes.
Interesting. I don't miss English at all.
Do not miss
No, I don't either.
I
hated comp in college too. I hated it. I'm so glad it was over.
It would be so funny though when my parents, they would always be like, "What? How are you failing English?" Or like, "Oh, how you get C in English? Oh, you speak it, right?" I'm like,
yeah, I do speak it, but like there's other things that go into it.
and that's like I go in and then I say, "Okay, I want you to say the sentence." All right, that's an A. All right, you're done for today. It's like
I wish it was like that.
It's like Spanish.
I wish it was like that.
Oh, dude, Spanish is easier than English, dude.
Yeah, that's literally. Here's a sentence. Read it, and then there's an A.
All right, man.
Como estás? All right, that's a beat. Good for effort.
¿Dónde está el baño?
Oh, chill out.
But yeah, we're basically now we have time as everything dials down. Other than that, I know you two both have classes in summer, right?
Yeah, I think it's like mine is at least 4 months. Like it's 4 weeks, if even. No, I think it's 4 weeks and like maybe like 2 days or something like that. It's literally like a month.
Yeah, the summer courses are usually split up into month sections.
Yeah,
but there are some that are 8 weeks. But I don't.
No, I just took the first split of summer, but it's like every day for an hour.
It is. I did that as well, but I did for both sections. So I got one in summer 1 and in summer 2.
I don't know how you did it.
I have to.
Makes sense. If you want to get
if I want to graduate in the spring of next year, then I have to.
I'm graduating next summer.
Next summer?
Yeah, just because last semester I didn't have a lot of hours because I think 2 of my classes dropped and they gave me a refund for it. I forgot what was the reason.
It was COVID, right? No, well...
Yeah, I think it was like the COVID outburst, like the real big one.
Ooh, they dropped the whole class for you now.
Yeah, I mean, though everybody just was. The professor was like, "Yeah, due to COVID, blah blah blah, I prefer to teach this class in person." It was like some bullshit email, and I was like, "Okay, well, as long as I get my refund, I don't care." But I was taking like a total of like 9 hours, so it was just like a breeze. I didn't know what the fuck to do because I just was like, "Well,
more time to lift."
All right.
Yeah. But yeah. Wait, what classes are you taking this summer?
Chemistry and like a philosophy class.
You're taking a chem class
in 4 weeks?
Bruh.
Fuck.
Good luck. Bruh.
But
good luck.
I did hear someone talk about it as a professor, they said if you take summer classes it's supposed to. They said supposedly it's easier. From my experience,
they're a little bit lenient.
Because not only that, the professors are just kind of like they want to spend their own time like enjoying the summer. So whenever I took my classes in the summer, it was actually way easier than I thought. Just because it was just kind of like I think I had like 1 or 3 assignments for like the week, and then I'm done. and then we probably will have like an exam. But honestly, it's like, yeah, it was pretty easy. I was just Socratic everything. And I'm like, all right, I'm good. But
most of my stuff was through Pearson, if I remember correctly.
Ugh.
And one of my summer classes I took last year was a joke, literally. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like, do a quiz every week, pretty much, or every couple of days, and you'll be okay. Mm-hmm. But I took X-Phys during the summer, and that was brutal because he taught it like a legit, and you had to study your ass off.
Yeah.
Still made a 97, but
must be nice, dude. I'm over here just like, like I barely passed.
Bro, biomechanics is hard too. I barely passed biomechanics.
Depends. Who do you have?
I had Knudsen.
That's probably why.
Oh yeah, I have McCurdy.
Yeah, I had McCurdy too, and he was just
the goat, the absolute goat. What a nice man. His posture is insane.
Oh my god.
Like he looks like he gets adjusted like every week. Like his posture is just top tier, impeccable.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
how's it feel?
How does it feel now?
To be done.
It's
even though you haven't walked the thing yet, and you won't be able to until
in August, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But you are done, and you get to become a productive member of society now.
Yeah. It's really honestly just bittersweet, just because. I mean, I didn't make friends and meet y'all until like my last year, somewhat like year and a half, because I met y'all. I met you, John, whenever it was. I think it was a year and a half ago, around this time. Mm-hmm. I didn't meet you until around that time, and then of course I didn't meet you until basically last year, this past fall semester. So. It's gonna suck just because it's like, oh, I only got to spend like a year with y'all. Yeah. So it's sad, but I'm happy with the fact that like I don't have to worry about classes anymore. The only thing I have to worry about is the internship in the summer. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be that bad. At least I get paid for it. That's the thing I'm happy about. Nice. A lot of the interviews that I talk to, like, they don't pay. And I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, so when I talk to my counselor, they say that paid internships are rare. Mm-hmm. It was like, most of the internships are unpaid.
Mm-hmm. So the only way I think you would actually be paid if it's like a pretty big company that you're planning on internship for, where they'll pay you for it. But yeah, it's very rare. But other than that, yeah, I just kind of like, I'm honestly just looking forward to being done with it now. Finally getting my college career done after so long.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
That's the main thing. It's just not having to worry about classes, not having to worry about that. Getting that little piece of paper, even though it's not in the little envelope they give you out of stage. You have to wait for it to be shipped,
Wow, that's tough.
It's like, damn, here you go. Yo, where my degree at?
Damn.
Hey, mine's empty.
Why empty? Imagine on stage. Oh, I look dead straight in the camera. I open it. Where is it?
All pissed.
But yeah. I'm honestly just happy to finally be done with it. Not having to worry about rent either. That's gonna be the main thing. I'm like, all right, take my time, save a lot of money as much as I can.
Yeah.
By actually wanting to build my own home gym. That was the main thing too.
Ooh, you're building a home gym. Tell us about that.
I already got a bar.
I mean,
this is the first time I've ever heard about that. So what is your long-term plan for this?
I mean, I want to build my own home gym just because, especially after COVID happened, I was just kind of like, well, fuck, now I don't really have much to work out with once things are closed, because I was like, well, I gotta do what I gotta do, like, doing push-ups or whatever I can.
Squat the dog.
So that was the thing. I was just like, just in case if something like that can happen, I'm just like, well, if that can happen to us, I'm like, might as well just like make my own home gym just in case. Not only that, save money eventually as my home gym grows, because now I just like, I can save money just by just working out at home.
Yeah.
Not only that, if I do plan on doing some coaching, personal training, I can have people come to the home gym and, provide training sessions for them so that they don't have to worry about, I have to worry about contracting with another company at a gym.
True.
Now, that's another thing too, because it's kind of like, the nice thing about the company I plan on working for, all the money that you gain from training clients is all yours.
That's good.
So the thing is like, I don't want that. I don't have to worry about like, contracts, all those things where it's like, well, actually a portion of that money goes to us. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. Y'all didn't do shit. Yeah. But yeah, that's the main thing is that.
So wait, what is your job? What are you going to do?
So what I'm going to do is, for my internship is I'm going to be working at a corporate location, not like, so the company usually runs as a third party for HOA companies at different like residentials.
Okay.
So they have their own little like residential gym, but the company that I'm working for has like a contracting setup where they are managing those gyms, so they don't have to worry about, the HOA doesn't have to worry about trying to set that up for themselves, so it's us instead. Mm-hmm. So really, it's already paid for. You don't have to worry about like, you have to hit these numbers.
Yeah.
You guys sign these people up for memberships and everything. It's just all it is mainly.
There's no quota, nothing.
Yeah, it's just as long as they live in the neighborhood, then they're fine. They can just work out in the gym. So I was like, okay. So everything is already kind of set up like that. For me, as far as the internship, I'll be working at a corporate version of it. It's kind of weird. It's weird in a way where apparently this gym is only available towards people who work in this kind of facility, kind of like a health and wellness kind of thing, where it's like, the company has set up a kind of like gym area, health and wellness place where people who work in that building can come work out during their work times and everything. So it's kind of like that. But I think they still have to pay for like a membership, or it's like kind of like discounted. I've seen it. It's pretty nice. It's basically kind of like a Gold's Gym kind of like corporate version.
Oh, okay.
So
it's not bad.
At least over there, it's like whenever I'm done, I could probably work out there. I'm not fully sure yet if I'm allowed to, but if I can, I'm just like, after I'm done, I'm like, all right, I'll go work out.
So hey, I work here.
I work here. So
no, yeah, for sure. Because I know some corporates that require people who have like a labor job, and if you get injured on the site, some people, like some corporate companies will hire, I guess like PTs or something like that, people who can rehab people back to like a good standing point where they can start doing labor jobs again. So that's where it falls underneath like the health and wellness and all that stuff.
They were like, "Oh, you're good? All right, cool. Get back in there."
Yeah. No. So yeah. So some corporate companies will have that like a separate section for the companies and stuff. And I think that's pretty cool because I know what is it? I know Google is starting to do that now. Starting to have like personal trainers and people under like health and wellness to work under Google, be part of Google to help other people, with stuff like that. I can't remember the other company. There's another company that just started to. Can't remember, but it's stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know that's the thing. It was just kind of like, okay, that's when I heard about it. At first, I was like, I thought I was gonna have to jump all around to the different locations because that's what I heard from my boss. Because he was actually giving me a little bit of details about it. As I was working as a front desk staff, he would just be like, okay, when you're done with classes and everything, your internship will consist of you going to different locations and such. So I was like, damn, man, we'll keep driving all around Houston for that? And he was like, I was like, possibly, but it's going to be kind of like, it'll be rare. Like, you might have to, but it's going to be every other occasion. I was like, bet I don't have to keep wasting gas. Because The one I work is gonna be at is at Memorial City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's about it's a 30-minute drive, but honestly, it's not that bad. Especially if I'm gonna be paid for it, I could care less. But
there's all that traffic though, dude. Houston's bad. For anyone who knows, Houston's traffic is awful. It's
ass.
Trash.
Yeah, you have to leave at a certain time.
I'd rather just drive through Austin 3 times and deal with Houston's traffic.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No.
But yeah, that's what I plan on doing. Is kind of like the position is making sure whoever is coming into the gym is a part of that building, who already works under there, and then just the usual things, cleanliness. I think there is the possibility I might have to try to work certain paperwork with people who are trying to maybe sign up for a membership or anything, but nothing too crazy. Kind of like the usual things you would expect as a front desk staff at a gym. So
God, I don't miss that at all. I used to work at Gold's Gym. That was bad. So let me tell you, you get yelled at for no reason. Something that's out of your control. You're just you're the punching bag. You're like, yep, I'm sorry. It's nothing I can do.
What do you mean I can't come in?
And then my manager would be like, hey, I'm not here, bro. I don't feel like dealing with that. Just say I'm not here. I'm like, so, for what?
Then what do you want me to say?
For what? Yeah, my manager hasn't been here for the past 3 days.
He decided to go on vacation.
It was pretty bad, man. It was just just deal with it. It's maybe a 5-minute talk. Just be like, oh, miscommunication or something. I don't know, dude. But it was pretty bad, man. For $7.25, definitely not worth it. $7.25. Definitely not worth it.
Oh my god, no! So yeah. For me, at least it's not too bad. That's the main thing. It's just I was worrying about how much I would have to do over the summer, especially with the fact that I'm gonna have to do 40-hour weeks.
Oof.
That's only because I have to meet 400 hours at the end of the internship, compared to the internship in the fall or spring, where you have 16 weeks, So, compared to the summer, you only have 10 weeks. So
that's true. That's 40-hour weeks.
That's the thing that's gonna suck. But I was like, as long as I'm getting paid, honestly, this is really a job. So I'm like, fuck it. I was like, all right, whatever.
True.
But yeah, I'm just kind of honestly, I'm just happy with the fact that I have that connection, and I already have I already worked for the company and already. It was honestly just easy money to make whenever I was working, because of course I had 2 jobs, so it was that one. And I was like, all right. It was funny. It was I applied for the internship, and then I emailed the internship coordinator, which is April, and she was like, "Oh, you already work for us? Yeah, we'll just put you on." I was like, "Oh, all right, bet." And then she was like, "Oh, yeah, you'll just get paid for it since you're an employee." Even better.
Must be nice, bro. Must be nice.
But yeah, honestly, just happy everything's done now. I'm honestly just ready to finally.
That's exciting.
That's exciting. Finally move on, and then also, like I said, start my journey on saving money, and also possibly opening up a gym, but probably gonna save up and build my own gym for now.
Yeah.
So that,
especially when you're in Houston too, and the summertime and all that, especially if Houston gets hit with heavy rain, bro, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You really can't go anywhere. It doesn't make any sense. So I think having a home gym is a smart idea. That's a good investment. And
so what's this home gym gonna look like? What's the furniture situation?
I mean, the
what
thing
you
is,
gonna have? What you gonna get? What's your plan?
It's
you gonna get calibrated plates, ER racks, bro.
Ghost racks and everything.
Ghost racks and everything. Oh man, it'd be nice. But the only thing that sucks right now is because for now, of course, I'm gonna take advantage of being able to just live at home with my parents and not having to worry about rent. I'm going to take as much advantage of that as right now, especially with how the market is right now with apartments and houses. I was like, I'm taking advantage of it right now, save up money, And then when the time comes, I'll be like, all right, it's good. All right, I can have my own place.
Yeah, especially apartments in downtown Houston, they're stupid.
It's stupid. That's why I'm like, if I once I have my own place, I'm most likely, unless somehow I get a connection, it's gonna be out of town, out of like downtown. I'm not staying in downtown.
I don't think anyone should.
Fuck no.
I don't think anyone should.
Even if I had the money, I would not be wasting that much money.
Yeah, the Galleria apartments, they're pretty much like house notes. It's crazy.
That's the thing. No, I think I'm okay. Especially I don't want to be just like, wow, this place is nice. As soon as I step out of that apartment. Give me your money. Okay.
Damn.
Welcome to Houston.
Welcome to Houston. But yeah, I'm just gonna take advantage of that for now. I mean, I've always thought about having my own home gym, so I was like, why not? And not only that, my brother also has been buying his own kind of workout equipment too. He's not like too into powerlifting like us. He's just mostly just for general health. So he's bought quite a few weights, like dumbbells, everything. So I was like, maybe if I can somehow convince my parents to like, I can just move stuff in the house where I can set up whatever my home gym can be. So possibly, maybe, it just all depends, honestly.
Yeah, but I know Rogue sells a rack actually like that. Mm-hmm. What is that rack? The one that they used to have at SB, in the center of the red racks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sell like that individual piece, like $400 now.
It's actually not bad. Yeah, it's funny because I think it was like last night I was like looking at racks and everything, especially after I was like knowing like I'm about to graduate soon. I was like, let me see. So I've been looking at that, looking at like plates and how much they cost and all that. Yeah. So just honestly, it really is really going to depend. Right now, of course, I have my barbell.
Did you name it yet?
Huh?
Did you name it yet?
No, I'm just kidding. No, I haven't yet. But I mean, it's been working out so far. I just had for this one. The only thing is like I have to make sure it's maintained.
I forgot what Brian's bar is name. Is it Denise? Denise, yeah. And then Evan's bar is Alexis. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my god, this is Denise.
So, listen, Matt, you never answered my question. I asked you, what do you envision this home gym looking like? So, what is your home gym going to look like? What do you want it to look like versus... Are you going to be like Kevin and buy a bunch of plates of different brands, different sizes? Or are you going to actually try to make it, like, uniform?
I think Rogue has, like a decent price for the kilos.
Well, that's the main thing is... I do want to get calibrated plates. I mean, just like with me competing, I mean, I would like to make sure I am, working out with whatever will be used at competition. It just all depends on how much money I can, save up and whatever I can utilize. As far as what I'm envisioning as far as my home gym, I haven't decided whether or not I do want a combo rack, because with a combo rack, you're very limited to what you can do. I mean, you can bench, you can squat, but with a power rack that I've seen people have at their home gyms, they can add plate storage. They can add like little attachments as far as like to do dips, pulleys, everything, and I'm like, shit. Well, then again, I could do that because
just pull a Cali muscle and just use bands.
Oh man! But yeah, like those kind of things where I'm like, well, then again, I can add those attachments to do those certain exercises. So I was like, maybe, but it just all depends. I'm thinking it's more leaning towards a rack just because I can have like a road rack, because I know road racks are very nice.
Would that be like a cage or would that be a combo?
It'd be like a power rack or something.
Yeah, it's a power rack. It's like basically a 2-in-1. It's like you can squat and bench in it.
Mm-hmm. It's also nice because whenever you do bench, it they move the little holes closer together.
Yeah, at the bottom.
So it makes it a lot.
Is that like the things we had in Metro?
Metro, no.
Weren't there something like that in Metro?
No.
Mm-hmm. No, it was all
Metro
uniform.
is literally dog water. I will be the first one to say it, and I do not care.
I'll tell you, I don't miss Metro. I'll say that.
Absolutely trash. I'd rather go to prison and work out at the yard.
Okay, I don't know if I go that far, but I will say I don't miss it. It's definitely it's one of the it's got its charm. I think I've always said that about Metro. Is
Where?
I mean, it's kind of like
What charm? The dust?
Yeah, the rust, more like it. The rust, the old style.
I would love to grab a dumbbell and then as soon as I'm done with it, look at my hands and they're just fucking dirty. Yep, I miss that charm so much. Oh my god.
It's more like that. I can tell that gym is mostly for like it has that it's the old school like bodybuilding.
It is trying to live up to the name.
But
it's not the same as the one in Dallas.
Oh, nothing will ever beat the one in Dallas.
No.
It's like saying that a Gold's Gym is ever going to be anything like Venice.
That's true.
It's like, no.
Well, I even heard that the Dallas one up there is trashed now. Like, nothing's updated, nothing. Like, it was just the original same.
I did hear that people were, like, throwing up and, like, it was just there.
Oh.
Like, nobody ever cleaned anything.
Oh, shit.
Which is like, bro, you should clean your gym. What the hell?
But just imagine just throwing up and just... Alright, see you guys later. What the fuck?
Oh, man. But yeah, I am leaning more towards the power rack just because I can add like storage and everything and adding those attachments for that reason compared to a combo rack, which is it could cost a lot, especially for like a nice one like the Rogue ones. They're like almost 3,000, I think. I don't think it's even including shipping. Compared to a power rack, it's like half that.
Yeah,
not even. I think it's.
But if you add all those attachments, you already get near that price for a combo rack.
Yeah, because you can find a power rack like $400 bucks, like easily. Like that's what the big thing was at during COVID. Like people that made power racks were in business, like, and they were like $400-$600. Like it was not bad at all. And it was just like the one at SB, like the one next to the bay doors. That power rack with alone. It's exactly like that. I mean, to be honest, that's all you need.
Just add those attachments and you're good.
Yeah.
So, and not only that, I was kind of like also inspired by, I was inspired mostly because of David Wilson, seeing his setup. Also, it looks so nice with the plate storage, everything, all those attachments on it. And like, I was like, ooh, I kind of want that just because of that reason, because of everything you can attach to it.
For sure.
Of course, as far as that, creating my own deadlift platform too. I mean, it seems like it's already simple enough to make. So I was like, all right, might as well.
Give or take, yeah.
And then as far as some accessories and everything, it just all depends, honestly. I feel like I don't need too many accessory machines either. As long as you have like a pulley and everything, I feel like you're fine. Some sort of pulley, and then I also learned from different channels about doing certain exercises with attachments as far as to the power rack and everything. I was like, oh, I actually don't need to buy specifically like like the leg curl, everything, all those leg press, everything. So I was like, oh, okay.
I mean,
save some space too.
I feel like you'd be okay with just dumbbells in general.
And that's another thing too, just buying dumbbells and everything.
Because if you want to do a row, use a barbell row or the dumbbell rows.
You do inverted rows.
You could. Or hammies, RDLs.
There you go.
RDLs. Quads, goblet squats. And just squatting. Front squats, cannonball squats, I don't know, whatever you want.
You got options. You got a lot of options with not a lot of stuff. You don't need that much.
Exactly.
And that was the thing I realized. I was like, oh, you don't really need that much. And not only that, it's nice to have when you have those other like accessory machines, so you don't have to worry about it. But you don't realize how much you really need at a home gym. I was like, oh, you really don't need that much. So, just a lot of inspirations from different people. Like I said, with David Wilson and people on YouTube that I've been looking at, and just kind of like figuring it out and see how I can make it on a budget too, because that's another thing as well. Because I was like,
Not to ball out, but on a budget. Because I do feel like with gym equipment, man, you get what you pay for. Mm-hmm. And that leads up from barbells to dumbbells to plates and racks and all that. Mm-hmm. You pay what you get. Like, you pay barely anything on a barbell, that shit's gonna snap like with maybe 400 pounds. Mm-hmm.
So sold that Smith machine for $200.
There you go.
I was surprised someone bought it, honestly.
Yeah.
I was like, I saw how janky that was.
It wasn't that bad. I've used it. It wasn't that bad.
When I used it, it was bad.
I disagree with you.
I did incline presses pretty okay. Like, it was just one straight motion. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, whatever I did.
Maybe you have some imbalances.
Oh, okay.
Blame the user error.
But to be fair, it wasn't a pulley Smith machine. It was just, what is it? It was just like a, what do they call it? It's not a pulley. It was like asphyxiated.
Okay.
I don't know.
It was weird. I don't know. Yeah, I've never seen that type of Smith machine.
Like, if you were to press and then like throw it up and like clap and then do that, like, you're not able to do that because it's not supported by a pulley system.
Okay.
Like, it's literally just,
it's like on a track.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's it. Like, it's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of pointless.
I never messed with it, but even like just like goofing around with it, just to like unrack it, I could tell that it was kind of janky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. I mean, hey, I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying it does a job. When I used it, maybe for like cannonball squats and like again like incline press. Sure. Mm-hmm. Other than that, no, I'm not gonna touch it. But
yeah,
do I miss it? Not really.
No.
It's taking up space. I set up my my little lawn chair there.
Yeah, I know. Gonna miss the lawn chair space.
Yeah,
that's all.
It was just funny because every time you would, Kevin would be like, "Hey, can you move your stuff?" You know, people would use it. I was like, I ain't gonna lie to you, Kevin. I don't think anyone uses it.
I was gonna be like, name one person who uses it besides me this week. Name one.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking, I was like, come on, Kevin. Who really uses it?
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
Probably Ryan got rid of
it. Yeah, he was like, man.
You know what? You're right. Probably no one else uses it.
I think I was talking to him about it one day. Mm-hmm. Can't remember. Mm. We have like so many pointless conversations sometimes. Like, it will just lead to like nothing. But I enjoy talking to him. It's nice. That's why I'm like an hour behind my workouts a lot, because we'll just go back and forth. Mm-hmm. Just saying some random shit. So,
Kevin's a great guy. Shout out to Kevin.
True. Him and his home gym. Not even home gym. It's just a warehouse gym? A storage gym?
Storage unit gym. Yeah, now that's got some charm to it.
Yes, sir. Ghostletics. Mm-hmm. Ghostletics.
Yeah. So, you're moving out. Uh-huh. It's over. You're done and dusted. Uh-huh. Graduated. Moving on. Growing up. You do have a competition on the horizon that you signed up for. Mm-hmm. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Ooh. So the one I signed up for is the first Corrupted Strength Classic.
The first annual.
This one is going to be in November, beginning of November.
I thought it was October.
I thought it was, but I guess they pushed it more.
Bastards.
But
it's more time to prep.
It's gonna be a lot more time to prep. It's gonna be in November, November 5th. It's gonna be on a Saturday. There's gonna be 130 lifters there. Some notable ones is, of course, Russ is gonna compete in his own comp, which is
not rigged at all.
Not rigged at all. Damn, that squat was high. What do you mean 3 white lights? 3 white lights? What the fuck? But Russ is gonna be competing there. Swolfester, aka Marcellus.
Love
he will be competing. It's gonna be his debut as an 82.5 kg.
I know, he's getting beefy. Shreddy
like,
Fester is no longer gonna be here no more.
David Wilson, the one I mentioned, actually, he's going to compete there. Ashton's going to compete there as well,
God.
which is going to be crazy because it's going to be Ashton. I would love to see Ashton and David compete against each other in the 110K keys. I was like, oh, fuck.
Dude, Ashton's fucking huge.
Have you met him?
Oh, I've seen him.
I've seen him in... I've seen him in person at SB. Well, this one he was at 93. At SB. He was a string belt one day.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't his final form yet.
Yeah. It was Super Saiyan 1.
Oh my god.
But yeah, they're gonna compete there. Sean Mills, Weeze, aka Weeze, yeah. He's gonna compete there as well. It was funny because he was talking on Instagram saying like, oh, why don't you compete with in the open with David Wilson and Ashton? He's like, hell no. He's like, there's no way.
Yeah, because he's a 110, huh?
He is now.
I think he is now. He's moving up to the 110 because technically there was the 105. So he was just like, I'm not gonna drop weight. Might as well just build up.
Yeah.
So he's gonna compete there. I'm trying to remember if there's who else notable ones too. Kat's gonna compete as well.
Did she get invited?
She did get invited.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
I know there's a few others that I'm not very familiar with, I think, from what I can remember, but those are the most notable ones that I can say.
Cat, the goat from the glen.
Mm-hmm.
Is Peter competing?
Who?
Peter?
I think so. I think I know what you're talking about. Peter who?
Blessed Peter? Blessed Peter? Isn't that his
Oh, Petrie?
Oh, Petrie, yeah.
I don't think so, actually.
No?
No.
What about, Charles? What's his last name? I don't know. Anyway, I guess I don't know who any of these people are.
But those are the most notable ones that I can remember that are going to compete at that classic.
What are you talking about? The most notable one is sitting right next to me.
Oh my god.
William, MAV, Matt. So Matt, is this the meet where you're going to drop? Are we going to see Shreddy Matt up there at 75 kilo?
That's what I plan on.
Whoa, you're going to 75?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go!
Because I
have quad veins and fat lats and shit, bro.
I've had my time as a 90, and I was just kind of like, all right, I want to like lose quite a bit of weight, and I took it as also a challenge to be like, I want to see how lean I can get myself at, because I've never took the time to actually put my focus in my diet and actually try to see how lean I can get, because I've been like at a healthy weight, but never to the point where I'm like shredded where I can see my abs. And I was like, and I was just kind of like, you know what? Out of curiosity, I want to see how far I can take myself and see how far my body can go with it. If I do have to go to the 82.5, I'm like, all right, whatever, you know. Do I think I'm gonna win? Hell, fucking no with Russ there. even with Marcellus there, I was like, no fucking chance.
Oh yeah, I forgot you can't even say
I was like,
anymore.
So I was like, no fucking chance. So that's why I was just kind of like,
hey Rose.
But I do want to drop weight. I've had my time, and I want to see how far I can go with, and seeing how lean I can get again. So to me, it's also like a challenge for me, because I mean, I have what? Let's see, we have, I think it's like 5 months from now, maybe.
It is May. And you are competing in November, so 6 months.
About 6 months. So I was like, all right, cool. And then I take that time to just drop weight slowly. And I think that's enough time for me to do so. Yeah. So I was like, why not? We'll see how it goes. And just a challenge for me to do.
Slow, man. That's 30-pound cut.
God.
But that's also taking into consideration of water.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm doing at least. And let me tell you, bro, it is not the best.
Yeah.
I believe I am. Wait, I woke up at 2:24 this morning. Mm-hmm. Started at 2:37, 2:38. Mm-hmm. So what, 14 pounds ish? 13, 14 pounds. Let me tell you, it is not that great. I want to cry every day. I want to cry every day.
So. Not only are you competing at the Corrupted Classic as your first meet as an open lifter.
Yeah.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah.
Not only are you cutting to 75, but you've also acquired a new coach. Is that not correct?
Yeah. It is other than our guest that we had in the last episode, which is
Brian.
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 Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Brian. I was gonna like, what the
BB
fuck?
Wind himself, the man, the myth,
The winner.
Matt is the winner. Welcome to the team.
But
So, what made the decision? What made you make the decision to decide to switch to Brian?
one of the main key factors was the fact that like, I was not only paying with moving out, rent, all those things. I was not gonna lie, running pretty low on money, and I was just kind of like, I have to make the sacrifice at some point. No, like I have nothing bad to say about Matt. It was just the fact that like I think it's unfair to him to be like, I can't pay you with all the work you've done. I'm just like, I don't want to be like, get my programming for free and just be like, oh, I don't want to have to, feel like it's unfair. So I was like, hey, like, I'm just letting you know, I'm, not going to be making as much money as I would like. And not only that, I have to worry about paying my rent, paying for food, gas, all those things. So I was like, hey, like, it would be unfair to you to not be paying you and making my program. So I was like, hey, I'm just going to switch to Brian since he is doing these programs for free. Other than the summer where you pay, but it's nothing compared to like, what Matt, which is per month. I was like, oh, I can't, I'm sorry.
And not to shit on Matt's rates or anything, but I mean, he has like multinational lifters, so
I was like,
it makes sense to
Yeah, it makes sense.
it makes sense to charge people.
And I don't want to make it seem like, oh, I'm special, I shouldn't be paying.
Right.
It's just like it's just being out of fairness. Another thing was with Brian, he's a lot more strict on how you're doing your lifts, and
Trust me.
yeah, he's a lot more
We've
strict.
been there.
We know.
He's a lot more strict on his lifters, and I think that's the thing. Another thing I was like wanting, because I know with Matt he's a little bit more lenient, and he's like, oh, you fit this thing, you should be fine. So it was another thing where it was along the lines of, I want someone to be like, hey, you're gonna have to dial it down because you need to fix this, and it's like setting that foot down and be like, before you can even try to
Go up and
move
wait.
up or advance, you're gonna have to fix this problem because it's the fact that it's to prevent any injuries or problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted someone to be a lot more strict in telling me what I need to hear rather than what I want to hear.
True.
So that was another thing as well, and seeing the results that he's made with you guys, seeing how much he's done for especially you with this past TSS meet, and with especially you, even though you've had your injury, you had that injury beforehand at the collegiate cup, it was like you still hit the numbers that you hit in the gym, and I was like, oh, okay.
That is true. I managed to pull that off.
Despite that, and also with his other lifters who also qualified for nationals too, so I was like,
Oh my god, yeah.
obviously he's doing something right. So
Shout out to Logan, by the way. That's a beast. I think he just competed not too long ago.
yeah, it was another TSS meet.
Yeah, and he's I believe a 90 kg, and then he totaled 15,
He broke-
15, right?
Yeah, he broke the
1530?
1500 barrier.
Yeah, it was like 15:15 or 15:30. It was something pretty insane. And I was like, holy shit. He almost got best lifter.
Damn.
Yeah, a super heavyweight took it.
Figures.
Yeah.
Actually, Angelo is also competing pretty soon here. He's
Oh, yeah?
competing in the same time around the game day meet. He think he's competing, and that dude, he looks like he's about to do something nasty. I mean, his lifts are just so good.
So
I haven't really kept up with Angelo, at least. I like Angelo, he's pretty cool. I haven't been on Instagram lately either.
I haven't met any of these guys yet, but like just looking at them and their lifts, they're all really, really good. They're better than me. So
Don't say that.
I'll say that.
it's objective truth.
I mean, everyone works at their own pace, and everyone started it at some time.
I think out of the winners, I'm the weakest. I think.
No. You have the better bench than me, too.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
You have a better bench than me.
What?
Even squat.
Yeah, even
Shut
squat.
Bro, you shut
me.
Well, me too.
But you
What do
did
you mean?
I squat like 308 right now. Tough.
Right now.
The cut's taking a toll on you so hard that everything is tanking.
It's
not like I hit Foreman on this
Yeah,
despite 500 squat.
Despite my 500 squat, despite my 365 bench, despite my 500 plus deadlift, I'm pretty weak right now.
Oh.
I think it was last week I tried to take 538. Hell no. But that would have been an all-time PR. On top of that, a new weight PR too, because
that's with you doing conventional, right?
yeah, conventional. Conventional's the move. TBH.
For now, yeah.
Really, you're switching from?
Are you just gonna stick to it now?
Yeah, I've been doing it for so long. Might as well. Mm-hmm. I feel more explosive, more power. Definitely got to be more patient with conventional. But
Really?
Yeah.
You think the opposite would be true?
Oh well, I think so too. But
I guess it's patient at different points in the lift.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just like one of those things. Like just because it's not coming up right after your shins doesn't mean to let go.
Right.
So it's for sure something to work on. But hey, man, I'm excited though. Part of the normie crew, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You're one of us. One of us.
I'm jack of all trades though. Don't get that twisted. I can sumo, froggy, and conventional.
Oh yeah, look at this guy. Yeah. I haven't seen you do wide stance sumo though, so.
That was like forever ago. That was when I joined the Texas State Powerlifting. Right after, yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, right
That was
after.
a long time ago.
I'll take your word for it. So does he know? He knows you're cutting 75, right?
Yeah, I did tell him.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did.
I recommend getting a mouthpiece.
Yeah, true.
I just never needed it.
Well, it's not about needing. It's like wrist wraps. You don't need wrist wraps, but it helps you with your performance.
I guess.
So, in my opinion, you should invest in the mouthpiece. Protect your pretty pearls.
I should get a bar grip shirt from all the smooth bars I'm gonna be, on in my t-shirt.
I mean, if we're on Metro, it would make sense. But since we got Brian's bar, it's not so bad.
And we got.
We had Matt's bar.
Are we gonna buy a bar? Were you and I talking about buying a bar, or was me and Tall Man talking about buying a bar?
I mean, Kevin was talking about buying some. He was waiting for bars too.
Yeah, Kevin did order some bars.
What kind of bars were they?
Rug bars. I don't know if they're power bars or what.
Do they have 7 early?
That's why I don't know if they're power bars or
Just like
or stiff bars or
like a specialty type, like it's specific.
I have no idea if it's a stiff bar or a deadlift bar or what. So
do we have a hex bar at our gym?
Yeah,
I thought we did. I thought I've seen it. I know we have an SSB, but I don't know if we have a hex.
I know there's some like barbells in the corner, but I never actually looked through and see if there was other types.
Honestly, I would love a hex bar. I wanted to mess around with a hex bar.
For what?
There's like a deadlift variation.
I don't know if we have an X bar actually.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So, 75 kg, you cut, you told Brian. Did he tell you anything about what... Because I know that you, in an update to John's situation, have sort of kind of hired a nutrition coach type of thing. I'm not too sure what Nate does for you, essentially.
Yeah.
But, well, okay, I guess just talk about like that a little bit. Because I know that you're also kind of 90, and... You have a timeline for that, right? It's not just whenever, or is it?
I mean, obviously it's by December, but the earlier the better.
Right.
Because I would love to drop to 90, or at least like a little bit below it, or a little bit above it. Maintain that weight, train at that weight, and then when the time comes, maybe like a small water cut, or just change diet, with whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, Nate's pretty awesome for. Nutrition wise, I really do recommend at least doing some research about nutrition, when to do what, like because there is a time, especially with me, I wasn't eating enough. I was eating nowhere enough. So my metabolism was super slow, and I would eat and not lose weight. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm eating super clean, not losing enough weight. And then Nate had me, just track what I eat for like the past 3-4 days, and then he was like, yeah, you're not eating enough, let's bump up everything. I think it was to the point where I was eating like 380 grams of carbs, like 70 to 85 grams of fat, and then like 250 grams of protein, just to set up my metabolism, just to bring it down again. So I mean, definitely doing research on nutrition or hiring somebody to do your nutrition is
very helpful. Yeah,
very helpful, especially when you're trying to lose 15 pounds plus, because you can only do like a calorie deficit for a while before it starts taking a toll on your lives, for sure. But I mean, regardless, you're losing weight, you're gonna lose some lifts. Hence me, used to bench like 365. Now I'm like benching 290 for RP, 6-7 at a single, and yeah. So I mean, it definitely takes a toll, for sure. Very recommended to get a nutritionist if you're trying to lose a lot of weight, but also maintain as much strength as possible.
So what is your plan, Matt?
For my plan is just like how I learned in my classes about as far as losing weight and doing it in a healthy way, which is losing like a pound or 2 per week and taking it slowly. Like I said, it's within 6 months, so at least in that time frame, I have enough time to just lose weight slowly and in the healthiest way as possible. So that's my plan, is to lose about a pound or 2 per week, and then eventually when it comes nearing my meet, depending on where I am in weight at that time, either doing just like a water cut or something. And if it comes down to it, I'm not gonna sit here and try to do an extreme water cut if it comes down to just because I want to compete in the 75. I feel like that to me would not help me at all in my lifts. What's the point of just trying to drop to 75 so I compete in the 75? I was like, might as well just stick to, if it's at that point 82.5, all right, no problem. At the end of the day, I'm just excited to compete in this meet because I was like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh fuck. I was excited. And the fact that it's also in my hometown of Houston, I was like, fuck it, why not?
Right.
Yeah, so
Home turf.
oh yeah, and then not having to worry about like traveling anywhere to like San Antonio for the TSS meet or a game day. So I was like, okay, cool. I don't have to worry about that too much. But yeah, that is the plan as far as dropping to 75.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because if you drop to 75, then I could probably drop to 75.
Yeah, I was also thinking, bro, what if I dropped to 75?
Just all skin and bones.
Dried up and raisin.
Yeah, I know. We look like zombies.
But if we're able to maintain like our muscle mass, we'd be fucking jacked. Oh my god.
Yeah. We're gonna have at that point we'd be so shredded to the point where it's like, damn, we have to become like fitness influencers now.
Yeah.
Get drug tested at every meet. Don't forget to use my code.
Oh my god.
But
might end up being our future anyway, so you never know.
But yeah, that's the plan for now.
Nice. Solid.
How's the switch going on between coaches, like I guess style and technique and all that? Like how you doing that transition right now?
I am enjoying it a lot more. Just because of the fact that like Brian, whenever I send him my lifts, he usually responds pretty fast. So critiquing it almost immediately as soon as I send it, like from my experience so far, as far as like what I should need to fix, things I need to do as far as warm-ups. It's been nice having that. I mean, another thing was kind of like I didn't really give too much I didn't really send my videos to Matt as much, just because usually when I did, I know he's pretty busy, so he won't respond until later. Mm-hmm. But for me, I needed like that immediate, like, okay, how does it look? Mm-hmm. Is there anything we need to fix? So it was kind of like that thing that I really wanted was that immediate feedback of what I need to do.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm doing it correctly and making sure if I'm doing something wrong, I want to fix it right away and not having to worry about it later on where it's like, it fucks up one of my lifts at the meet. So that was the one thing I really liked, and it's also it's somewhat of also kind of a bad thing too, because with Brian, he does give you a lot of information like within like an instant, and I'll be like, I don't remember. Wait, what did you say again? Yeah. So it's a lot of information, but at the end of the day, it's also good information.
To be fair, he'll repeat himself over and over again. So like, he'll be like, okay, I already know how to do this first half, and then when he repeats it again, like, oh, okay, so that's the second half now, and then it's like it's nice. But yeah, I do agree. It's a lot of information, but he does say like, hey, like if I'm going too fast, like let me know. Mm-hmm. But it's like you don't want to be that guy who's like, all right, you're going too fast, you know. So I mean, it goes back and forth, but no, for sure, it'll at the end of the day, it'll just all eventually click, and it's just like, oh, okay, and then he'll remind you, he's like, hey, make sure you're doing this, and that. Other than that, pretty good. He's like, yep, got it.
So yeah, that was the thing, is the immediate feedback, and just kind of getting adjusted to reading his programming. I was a little bit thrown off a little bit because I was like, okay, there's some things missing compared to like, you know, Matt, he'll give you the amount of sets, he'll give you the amount of reps and everything. With Brian, it was kind of like, oh, he'll give you the reps for your accessories, but I was like, wait, what about how many sets? What do I need to do? And he's like, oh, just if I don't say, then just expect to do 4. I was like, oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, just getting adjusted to it. I mean, like I said, I just started not too long ago, so still taking my time to adjust to it and seeing what I need to do and what to look for. But yeah, that's how my experience is so far with transitioning from Matt to Brian.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Damn, the journey to 75 kg, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, switching from 90 all the way to 75 is going to be interesting. I mean, I've been at that weight before, but that was like a long time ago. So I'm curious how lean I can get and how I can. It's really honestly, at the end of the day, it's a challenge for me that I would want to, you know, finally actually hit and trying to get as lean as I can. I've never seen how lean I could get, so I was like, fuck it, why not? And then all of that, yeah, I don't have to worry about classes anymore, so that's another thing I don't have to worry about. Rather than being like, oh, fuck, I still gotta study for this, I'll just eat this, whatever. You know?
Yeah, so, I think that's what gets a lot of people too, especially collegiate lifters. They're like, man, I gotta study for this whole ass exam, but I need to make like whatever, like chicken.
I need to prep my food.
Yeah, it's like I need to make chicken and rice for like the whole week, but I gotta study.
Yeah, I don't have time. All right, fucking whatever.
Like I'm starving. So yeah, it for sure does play a big role. But I'm excited. I do want to see you at 75. Be a motivation. Maybe, who knows, I might do a water cut all the way to 82 and a half.
I'm crazy.
No, I won't do that. Mm-hmm. But hopefully, yeah, my plan is at least is to be 90 kg or close to 90 kg before, I'm going to say October, at least October. So that gives me like 2 months to prep and work with what I got and then drop to the 90. So
I think it's enough. Yeah, for sure.
The competition is going to be it's gonna be nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be nice. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you, I'm excited. I'm more excited than anything in the world. I got a vendetta.
Oh my goodness.
I have a vendetta. But we'll see how it goes.
I am excited for sure. I've been excited since I ever started hearing about this meet. Which is another thing crazy because it was like, it sold out in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was like, oh fuck. I was like, I didn't realize it would sell out that fast. I think that's like the fastest a meet has ever sold out.
For sure. Because I think Collegiate Cup is sold out in
It took a little bit, right?
Yeah,
it took a little bit before.
I think 2.5 to 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. I was like, what the fuck?
But yeah, within 3 minutes, I was like, oh fuck. I still remember the day when I signed up. I woke up, like as soon as it was like 10 a.m., alright, cool. I used Chrome. It autofilled basically a lot of the information. So I was like, alright, I don't have to worry about it. Put my cover information. And I was like, okay, good. I looked at the roster. It was already at 100. And I was like, oh fuck. The cap was 130, mind you. And I was like, it's been only a minute. What the fuck?
That is crazy.
So that was like the fastest I've ever seen a meet sold out.
Makes sense. It's a high meet.
Yeah. Very,
And there's a big market for it.
Yeah.
Like in Houston, there's a lot of people in Houston.
Oh yeah.
Or even in like in Texas, like within a
that's true.
4-hour drive radius or whatever.
Mm-hmm. The growth of the fitness.
What
were you gonna say?
I was just gonna add. There's a lot of like high level influencers going there, so I bet like it's also so they can meet the famous people as well. That's probably also why it filled up so much.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially with the fact that like the growth of the fitness community in Houston. I mean,
Endless.
It's still growing at this point.
Yeah.
So
Infinite.
yeah. So I mean, it's understandable why it sold out so much. And then not only that, like you said, the influencers and people wanting to meet, their role models. So that was another thing. I'm still not sure about the venue. I haven't really been seeing.
Is it a hotel?
It's supposed to be like a.
Did you say it was at a
like
NRG?
a conference room or something?
Kind of like a conference place.
I thought you said it was at NRG.
No, that one was what Andrew's competing at. It's at the Summerfest.
Oh, right, the Summerfest.
Yeah, that one's gonna be at the Energy Convention Center, which I was like, oh, interesting.
Damn.
Like, goddamn, Energy?
Yeah, I know.
How many,
How did I hear about this?
how many platforms? Like 12?
I don't know how many people are signed up for it right now, but it doesn't seem like it was that many from what I remember. But then again, it's still a little bit away. But I'm still I was like surprised. I was like, damn, I was like, Energy?
Damn, they got that money or what?
I was like, where'd this money come from? How much is this? How much is admission? What, $200?
Probably, bro.
It's like a whole commit. It's like whole
That's the one I'll be like, hey man, I'm a coach here, bro. I don't got patient, please.
I'm coaching Andrew. I'm coaching myself. Shut up.
Like, who are you?
Bro, who the fuck are you? But yeah, I am super excited. I'm also curious, especially with how many people sell out. So how many people signed up? I was very surprised, and just seeing, like I said, like seeing Russ, seeing all those people. I've always some people that I follow. So honestly, it's gonna be cool to see and seeing how they set it up too. I'm also looking forward to the meat shirts. That was another thing.
Ooh.
Are they nice?
I saw the logo for the meat.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same thing, but hopefully it's a lot nicer. I'll be like,
That's not good.
well, then again, I was like, that's the same thing with like the game day shirts. It just had the logo and then the sponsors on the back. So I'm guessing it's gonna be kind of like similar to that, but it'd be cool if they had their own design. I mean, I heard from what I've heard with Russ is how he's been working with USAPL and everything. So I'm like, it'd be cool if it was like all customized and everything. I'm like, oh fuck, but we'll see.
You can see that.
We'll see how it goes. And I know I heard that they were talking about like the gym also plans on creating their own comp shirts too that they plan on selling, and I was like, that's another one I would like to buy. I'm honestly starting to like wearing comp shirts.
It's the move.
You got a game day comp shirt, right? What other comp shirts you got? Just that one?
That one, I also have the A7 ones. The A7 one was like the It's actually really nice. It's pretty comfortable to wear too. That one, I think those are the only two I have right now as far as like just competition shirts. But I would like to get the one from Corrupted. That would be cool. Honestly, just collecting all these comp shirts.
Yeah. I think I have 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Can't remember.
I know you have the game day one. Technically, Left Flower Bros, right?
Oh.
That's technically a comp shirt, right?
Yeah, and then I got 4 then. So I got the Left Flower one, Death Before Dishonor.
Mm.
I think I have that one, and then I can't remember the other brand.
Mm-hmm. You have an A7 one or no?
No.
Okay.
I want one. I want one so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I want a bar grip one too. And I want an SBD one.
Mm-hmm.
The SBD ones look really nice.
I want everything. I want everything. But hopefully Kevin schedules me for work so I could be like,
I wonder if we'll get a Ghost Legs comp shirt.
yeah, we are.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
We are, actually.
I'm waiting for that.
We are. I think he's going to talk to A7 or something.
Really?
Yeah.
He's got contacts at A7.
I believe so, yeah. Or connections.
Either way, you could still... Apparently, there's a way where you can...
You can reach...
You can apply for, like, comp shirts and everything and customization ones. I think you just have to have, like, a certain, like... I think it's kind of like with... Oh, you have to place a certain amount
like
in order to actually be like, oh, okay, sure. Rather than being like, oh, just for myself. That's a whole different story. If you're just like, oh, what the fuck? Why am I gonna make you?
Yeah, because Game Day is making a comp shirt from A7.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, there are a bunch of powerlifters that are well known.
They actually, they just made a bar grip shirt as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Then again, you got like Perk and all these other,
lifters underneath. Yeah.
underneath the company. So I was like, makes sense. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the meet. I'm very excited, honestly.
Have you scoped out your competition a little bit yet, or are you just kind of gonna go in blind?
I know there's quite a few people. I think there's like 6 other lifters in the open, in the 75 key open, but I'm not very familiar with those lifters, honestly. I was very surprised because I thought Marcellus was going to compete in that as soon as I saw him being invited, but then I saw him move up and I was like, oh, I wonder who else then. But I'm not very familiar. I haven't really looked them up, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a really strong 75 because there's a lot of great 75 lifters in the USAPL. So
yeah, I feel like 75 is like that peak of, not peak, but like that higher up of a bunch of strong people.
Mm-hmm.
It's the beginning because it's one of the lower weight classes are the popular classes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think like 75, 82, and like 90 or
I would say even up to 100. I would say is probably where it stops.
Yeah, and then 110, it's like you're good or you're not.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that you're just gaining a lot of weight and you just don't care, or you're actually
fucking jacked,
tall as fuck and jacked, and that's why.
Like Wheeze
or David Wilson or Ashton. I'll be like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they're Titans for a reason.
All right, they're
Titans for a reason.
Yeah, but unless you're like fucking, like Russ. But then again, he is shorter. But dude's fucking bigger than me.
Dude, imagine him at 90. Holy.
He walks around. He was saying, I remember watching his old videos. He said he walks around like 195 while he's on off season.
He just does a water cut, and that's all. He's good. And I'm like,
holy shit, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, off season he's in the 90s too.
He's like in the 90 something right now.
God damn, and he just water cuts.
Water cut.
Basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
I think Marcellus was doing something similar where he was walking around at like 175 and we just water cut to 163.
Mm-hmm. But I think for now he was just like, if I'm on like
it started to get
82.5, I was like, I'll just stick to it.
I think he said it was starting to get too brutal. And like he was starting to miss a lot of live sun meets because the cut was just so hard. And that's why he's going up.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he's outgrown it essentially. Like literally, he can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't blame him. That shit's tough. I dread the day I have to do it. I dread the day.
Yeah, I've never had to do it, and I don't ever want to.
I'm with you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Not like these strongmen who cut 35 pounds in a week just with water.
Fuck that.
They got the belly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of it's water, so
I think it was
I'm not really surprised.
I think Alex Bromley made a video about how like there's like a sub 220 class for strongman, and he walks around like 254, 257, and he water cut down to that 220 class.
Holy shit!
And then ate it back the next day because he got 24-hour weigh-ins. So he was like going to the store and just eating like carbs on carbs on carbs on carbs. He was just eating so many carbs, drinking all that water. I was like, that's brutal. That's something I would never want to do.
Fuck no. Hell no.
You literally have to deplete your glycogen down to zero. Like it's almost like you have zero glycogen at all. Like none. Literally.
I mean, at least they have 24-hour weigh-ins. Though.
Yeah.
You got that. I mean, you got at least some time to kind of restore it back. Versus at a USAPL meet,
you weigh in that day. You better hope you're at weight. If they had that, I'd be great. I'd be set.
Hey, can I have my food?
if USAPL had 24-hour weigh-ins, I'd be like, all right, I'm set.
But I feel like that's what kind of takes the fun out of it.
That is true.
I don't know. I like to weigh in that same day and compete.
It makes it more competitive.
Yeah,
sure.
it's like, all right, who really put in the work? Not discounting anybody who competes in USPA or who weighs in like 24 hours or anything like that. Because obviously you still put in the work, but it's just like there's a little leeway. There's a little bit more leeway. So
yeah, I mean, if you can eat back 35 pounds of water loss in one day, then yeah, I mean that's a little. It's not as I don't know what the word is, but I guess I like the 2-hour weigh-ins or 3-hour weigh-ins or whatever it is. Because you have to show up on the day.
Yep.
Ready.
Yeah, show them the day. Yeah. And then if you weigh in like right there on the edge, you can't eat. You're like, fuck. What can I do? So
yeah,
that's exciting.
So yeah, as far as from what I've seen in the people in my weight class who are competing that day, I haven't really looked them up. Either way, it's kind of like I'm just happy to be able to lift in a meet that a lot of people are trying to sign up for.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think it's cool. It's just like, oh wow, I was unable to make it. Honestly, it felt like I was trying to sign up for like nationals or something. I was like, what the fuck? Because I know that apparently that whole ordeal where it's like people who are certain like top 5 lifters in each weight class get invited, but all the rest who want to sign up for like the meet, it's like first come first serve.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
I remember Candido actually complaining about that before. Like
They
he wanted it to be done via rank, like or something else, and he was like, "You shouldn't be rewarded just because you have the fastest broadband connection. Like that's fucked up."
I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But yeah, it is like nationals where there's only a few spots, but there's a bunch of people with QTs, so it is kind of basically like, you have to get there on the minute, the second it's available, and then hope that your internet is faster than the other guys.
You better hope that Starbucks internet don't fail you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like, honestly, I'm happy with the fact that like I'm at a meet that a lot of people are going to be at. And a meet that it's a meet that sold out almost in world record. I think world record time. So I'm like,
3 minutes is pretty fucking fast. 3 minutes, man.
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it
It's
goes.
awesome, bro. Well, I think we're gonna be there. I mean, I'm definitely gonna try to go.
It's
Support
home.
you.
Yeah, it's home for me, so it gives me.
It's on the weekend, so yeah. I mean, that's with every meet.
We're gonna get a calibrated house. Is that what's in
The Calibrated house. Oh my god.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting for sure.
Y'all get like a little. Well, you already live in Houston, so you should be like, oh, just stay at your place.
I could, but I want that freedom of like, I moved out, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be home forever. So, not to shit on anybody who's doing that. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I graduate and all that, depending on like my situation, if I'm trying to find a job or trying to do an internship in Houston, obviously I'm gonna like you said, take advantage of that because you don't gotta pay rent. All you gotta do is maybe buy your groceries if you're trying to cut and do all that.
Sure.
So just buy your groceries, all your necessities, and that's pretty much it. You got everything paid for. So.
Oh yeah.
For sure we'll do that, but for sure. So any new hobbies you guys are picking up this summer?
I mean, I'm gonna be pretty busy just with my my internship, honestly.
Yeah.
But as far as hobbies, I don't really think I think really just kind of like also working on my improving my video editing. That's another thing I'm like maybe like gonna be able to now focus more on too, is trying to see what I can improve upon, maybe get more camera equipment as time goes on. And
if you need subjects, I will be your guinea pig.
True. I mean, you can always come down for Collegiate Cup.
that was the thing. I mean, either way, I think I am going to be going down anyway.
Make a little sick edit of the game, the Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Are we going to talk about the Ghostbusters, or are we going to say that for a different time?
Oh, we can talk about it. I'll see why not.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at
Well, it's not official yet, so I don't know if we...
Oh, I think we should wait.
Mm-hmm. We'll wait. We'll announce it later. But as far as the night now, probably get more. Finally upgrading equipment, just because I never had the chance to because of school and everything.
Oh, for sure.
That
New camera incoming?
maybe the cameras I've been looking at, the nicer ones that people have
They're stupid.
are stupid expensive. So I was like,
Especially in the market right now. My God.
really, should I really be paying that right now?
I would at least try to find a buyer that's interested in the camera that you have now.
Yeah.
And then see how much it will really help you.
Mm-hmm.
If not, just keep it, because if it's not broken, why fix it?
Yeah, so that was another thing too, because I was like, if I could just upgrade it by just a little bit, and maybe buy a new lens, I'll be like, all right, I'm set.
No, so you say you're.
I'm cutting into Legos, man. I want a bunch of sets. I was in Target the other day for no reason, and I was like looking at all these sets, and I was like, oh my god, they're so cool. I haven't built Legos in so long. I felt like a child again, kind of recaptured that innocence. But they're expensive as fuck.
Hell yeah.
They're like the big ones are like $200. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No, because I actually, funny thing is, I got started to building into like figurines. Like I have a Goku one.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think that was like 80 to 120 pieces.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I bought a Gundam. That was actually really underwhelming. I thought it was going to be bigger than what it was. It's actually small. And I'm like, wow. All these pieces for this small-ass Gundam. That's crazy. So just imagine, like, the big one. And then now... I also have a Lego Supra.
Oh, really? That's dope, actually.
It was $20. And it's not that big, but it's not that small either. It's actually really nice.
There is a one Lego I was trying to get because me and my girlfriend were also just to build it together. Is that they actually have a Lego bonsai tree?
Like how big is it?
I think it's about the size of this mic stand, maybe a little bit bigger. But yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh, that's cool. Just kind of like something cool, like.
Decoration?
As decoration or something like that.
Yeah,
so
I was like,
okay.
how would you display them though?
I have mine on top of my gaming setup. Mm-hmm. I have like
a shelf?
Yeah, it's a shelf.
I think that's what I would do, like with where my PC area will be. It's just kind of put it to the side or something like that.
Yeah, it's just something like I can just look at. It's like, I did that. And then carry on.
I did that.
And then carry on. But no, for sure, I think I'll get it into more of like Gundam stuff.
Really?
I actually enjoy building Gundam. It's like something about it is so like tedious but yet relaxing.
I remember as a young kid. Learning about those Gundam statues and everything, and I was like, oh my god, they're so cool. And then I remember buying one as a kid, and then I opened the box and I'm like, what the fuck? Oh no, it was already built.
Yeah.
Where are all these pieces? Oh, you have to build it yourself.
Yeah. No, it just hit me because my uncle, he used to have all these Gundams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I can't remember if he built them or not. I'm gonna assume that he did. But, I mean, he had, I want to say like 4, and like they would display around like his PC setup and all that. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So, it's definitely something I'm gonna invest maybe in like a more of like a, because they're all graded on the box. Like now I understand Like there's different types of grades, which is like I guess you could say like difficulty of like building it and stuff like that. I know the top grade of stuff like they're big statues, and you also have to hand paint them and all that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and
that's a lot.
And I'm not about that. I'm not about that.
That was the thing too. I was like, as soon as
I could barely color straight in lines. Like I could barely just color in lines.
You and me both, bro.
Yeah, so I'm like, the last thing I want to do is paint this figure.
I'll take the lowest grade, the easiest one I can do.
I tell you that I failed art class when I was in 3rd grade because I couldn't cut a perfect circle. My teacher got so mad at me.
I'm trying here, bro.
This is one of the most traumatic things I ever did. I'm just trying. And then I got smaller and smaller and smaller.
I felt that I didn't fail in art class, but I was failing. I had a 0, and it was because I wouldn't turn in my work because it was dog shit. I was so embarrassed to show the teacher how fucking dog shit my drawings were. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna turn this in. And then it turns out like obviously in high school you need to take like some extra classes and all that. So I took art and I'm not so bad at it, but I'm also like not so good at it. I would say like I'm above average. I can get shit done.
Yes.
But you know,
I was a choir boy in high school. That's what I chose. Was choir.
I chose choir and then I got out. I was like, this ain't it. This ain't it.
I did choir for 3 years.
Hell.
You only need 1. I did it for 3.
Hell no. I was an ROTC guy.
Oh my god.
But we got so many benefits from it.
What'd you get?
Field trips and shit.
Oh, that's nice.
Like there was like these we had this annual once a year type thing event with all the ROTC I guess classes within like the school district, and we all came together and we competed against each other. Like,
oh wow!
And this like
so recruitment.
No, it basically was like
a recruiter just off in the distance. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that right there.
That one.
Sign this one away.
They're like scouts in the NFL game.
No, but like it's fun because we did like mini games and all that. We had like a team rally. We had like a what is it when you pull the rope?
Tug of war.
Oh, tug of war. Yeah.
We did that tug of war competition. Who's the best company? We had like a drilling competition. We had it all. We had like a triathlon bullshit of extravaganza. Who can go through this obstacle course faster? Who can build a rope bridge that's actually usable and go across like this so-called water? It was just like puddle of mud and some bullshit. Obviously, no one wants to get wet, so.
Yeah.
But like it was actually a fun thing, and it was like it took all day, and we always look forward to doing it because, you know, in high school you don't get recess anymore. You know, you don't get that fun activity bullshit. You know, play dodgeball every Friday.
Unless you took PE for 3 years or 4 years.
Well, not even that. Like PE, I heard PE was boring as fuck.
I took PE twice actually, and kind of sucked.
Yeah, I heard like PE is very underwhelming from PE back then. Like PE in high school.
You know, the worst part was that there was a weight room. You know, because our high school was like really big, and we had a big football team, and also other teams as well, like our soccer team. Actually, our soccer team was shit. But our basketball team was pretty good. Anyway, we had a good football team. And they had a weight room, and we went there one time, like as a PE class. And I thought we were going to get to go there more, but we never, ever went again. And I was like, fuck.
They saw how weak y'all were, and they were like, oh, fuck no. That's so disrespectful.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably not wrong, but...
They were like, oh, fuck no.
But look at us now.
I was just going to say, like, imagine if, like, that had...
You walked in with your numbers now than you did back then, and you're like...
Just loading up 330, just like, I got it, I'm 15, I can bench this.
Damn.
Be crazy, the prodigy. No, but I started picking up, like, new hobbies and new things I wanted to do. I actually started streaming.
Oh yeah, plug your Twitch.
Twitch.tv/iProvoke.
What do you play?
Variety of games, but mainly Apex, man. Mainly Apex. Apex. I'm one of that guy. I'm one of those broad guys. I've been playing a lot of Apex recently. Some squad. It's like a Battlefield, but more realistic. So I'll be playing variety for the most part, but mainly
Is Squad the game that you can have that Star Wars mod where it's like more realistic than Battlefront?
Yeah.
I would play that if I had that mod installed. I'd probably play with you.
Yeah, it's actually real fun. But yeah, I started picking that up. I built a new PC. That was...
Oh, you finished it?
Yeah, finished it and everything. I'll send a picture in the group chat. But yeah, it's built. If you guys know anything about PC parts, it has a Ryzen 7 5800X. It has a B55 motherboard, or B550 motherboard. 32 gigabytes of RAM.
Wow.
3070.
Ooh.
A water cooling system, AIO. And 6 fans.
So that's the reason why he started his Twitch, because he's in debt right now, so we need more subs.
Please donate to me.
So donate to the John, because he kind of needs it right now. His payment is due in like 28 days. So
how much did it send you back?
That was another thing. I was curious about that. I was like, because I think you didn't spend
$1,200.
$1,200.
I honestly thought it was going to be more.
I thought it was going to be more too.
It would be more, but I got like the GPU for free from a friend and all that. So
I think that cost about $1,200. So,
but that was pre-built, right?
Yeah, it was pre-built, and I bought it in 2017, 2016. So.
Oh, okay. I mean, I bought mine pre-built, and it was from Walmart.
I had to buy it
pretty
pre-built.
nice.
I had to because that was at the time that like crypto mining started to get really popular. So I went into like a PC part, like a big warehouse PC. What is that shop?
Micro Center?
Micro Center. I went into a Micro Center, no graphics cards. Not a single one.
No, there's a
single one.
That's how
I'm sure it's only gotten worse, but like
actually it's gone as the other way around. It's gotten a lot better now.
Okay.
Because of
there's just been a lot more strict on who can buy it. Or what?
That, like, you're not allowed to buy like
multiple.
You're not allowed to buy multiple anymore. And then the whole shipping stuff, it's kind of starting to go in a good spot.
I think also companies are starting to sell like miners, like they're actually starting to sell them.
Like, they're starting to sell miners?
like crypto miners, like actual like.
I was like, oh,
we're starting to traffic human beings. No.
Child labor.
Child labor. Oh wait, what were you talking about? Oh, I thought we were talking about. Oh, never mind.
We're selling actual miners, like the
crypto
things.
miners.
So the people, I guess, don't have to build them anymore.
I mean, people are still going to build them.
I'm sure they will.
Like it's proven to be so much better than buying the little, what is it, Raspberry Pis and stuff like that. That's essentially what it is. It's a Raspberry Pi and all that. Weird name, but that's what it is. But I mean, overall, another thing, like, starting to make good habits is to grow as a person in a good direction. Start not taking things for granted and moving on and in a more positive manner than back then my villain arc of society becoming the Joker and whatnot.
Good Lord.
Fuck the world type vibes. It's more of like embracing the negative things and trying to turn them into positive things to grow as a person myself. And on top of that, like I said, just don't take anything for granted because, we don't know how long we're here for.
It's very true.
So.
And what about you, Monty? Have you picked up any hobbies?
Well, the Legos, man. The Legos.
Well, we kind of talked about it briefly, but I didn't know if there was anything else.
I was going in the opposite direction, and I'm becoming more jaded and more like untrusting of people.
Well, I mean, that's not a bad thing. I believe that's not a bad thing at all, and it makes sense. But it's like, don't keep your guard up 24/7. It's like for example, if you make a new friend, welcome them in, right? But kind of like not test them, but like, and also don't put them in situations, but like kind of do it if that makes sense. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but it's like if they meet your standards type thing, as wrong as that sounds.
Well, get to know the person, build a relationship rather than being like, not saying like, I know how you like to pour your feelings. And like tell them how you really feel, but like
fuck you, man.
But like it's about building the relationship and getting to know the person more rather than just spilling out your life story and then being really deep with your whole story and how it went. But it's just getting to know a person. You don't have to be so untrustworthy of everyone or anyone you see and being like, oh, I don't want to trust this person. Yeah. I'm not going to trust them until like after a while. It's just kind of like, well, it's just a person that you just met, and if it's just for friendship, it doesn't have to be like I have to keep my guard up. It's just, hey, how's it going? Keep it casual in the beginning, and then as you get to know the person, you know, then you can base it off of, okay, maybe I need to distance myself, but that doesn't mean you can't be like, you know, have a casual conversation with the person, like, hey, how's it going? And how are you doing? Okay, cool.
Yeah, you also don't have to be buddy-buddy with them either, you know. Obviously start slow. I mean, we didn't start off buddy-buddy. We just started off as acquaintances at the gym. We would see each other, like, every practices and all that. Every once in a while during the weekdays. But then eventually you start to, if that person is going to make effort to hang out with you, you might as well return that favor back.
So, yeah.
It's not so bad. Not necessarily, like, you know, having your guard up is a wrong thing. It's not. I believe you should have your guard up.
But you shouldn't always feel paranoid about who you're talking to all the time, and just being like, oh, I don't want to talk to them because I don't know because of my past experiences. Because at the end of the day, it's understandable about those past experiences of like what you dealt with, but at the end of the day, don't have it ruin the possible friendships you can create with people that you don't even know yet. You know. You don't know them yet. Like, you haven't given them a chance because you're so untrustworthy of everyone around you, you know?
So guarded, yeah.
So just be, you know, still be mindful, but don't give them your whole past
I've been told that I talk too much, I gotta say.
Just get to know the person. Like, hey, what are you what are you interested in doing? Oh, how'd you get into powerlifting? Or, you know, just in general stuff.
I love it when people talk a lot, though. I really do. Because I'm such a listener. Like, I would listen to you all day. It doesn't bother me at all. Because I like to understand, like, people's story and, you know, and where they're coming from. And on top of that. So, I also just got to realize, like, I got to put myself in other people's shoes and all that. And, you know, see where they're coming from. Because, you know, it's also not fair to judge people just
based off what you heard. And rather than being like...
Well, not necessarily like what they heard. Well, I mean, obviously that, but it's like, you can't just be like, oh, this guy looks like a douchebag. He's going to be a douchebag all his life. You know, it's, you know, it just could be the opposite. Like with him, Avani, I was like so intimidated. I was like, dude, this guy looks like he's going to beat my ass. If I said something like, yeah, Pop-Tarts are not that great, and then I gotta run.
Bruh. About to throw some hands.
Or like if I were to say like, hey, because he would wear band shirts, and I would be like, hey, that band sucks, and I gotta run, you know? But it's like...
from across the gym. Hey, that band sucks.
And so it's like, I just gotta learn to, even though someone looks intimidating and, you know, and all that, they could just be completely the opposite. But that doesn't mean they're necessarily the complete opposite. I mean, intimidating people are sometimes dicks, and you know, you just got to go in with it's like a coin toss. You just it's a 50-50. I mean, worst case is he tells you to shut up, and then you just like, okay, man, see you later.
And then you never see him again. So
yeah, it's like, it's what it is. I mean, life has so many opportunities, and they're presented in so many ways. You just don't want to shut half of them out.
So,
I learned the hard way.
And that's another thing, too, because you never know. I mean, at the end of the day, that casual conversation could lead into a connection to something even bigger, you know? I didn't know, like, for example, with Andrew, I didn't know who... I was like, oh, he was wearing a game day shirt, and I thought, I was like, oh, that's cool, he's from game day or something. But I didn't realize he was the manager, a general manager. And the next thing you know, now I'm able to talk to him as a friend, but also like learn more about like things that are coming up at game day that not a lot of people know about. And I'm like, oh, I have that connection now, and I can talk to him as a friend, but also learn more about, different connections and the business things. I was like, now I have that friendship and I have that connection now. And I never thought I would reach that point where I had that. So it's just being open and not judging people and basing it off of looks or just what you heard, but because everyone's experience could be different, you know. Someone's bad experience maybe just because it's a misunderstanding, you know. Maybe it's just because the person didn't notice that they were talking to him, so he didn't talk to him. So he was like, "Oh, my bad. I didn't know you were talking to me. So I'm sorry you had a bad experience." You know, yeah. Which has happened to me multiple times in the customer service kind of thing going on. I was like, "Oh, I thought you were talking about that other man over there." That happened to me. That's a funny story. That's just like the fact that we had another mat, so I'd always think the customer's trying to talk to the other one. So I'll be like, "Oh, you met me?" Because a lot of people know the other one, so that's all I was like,
oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the main thing, because you never know. You never know from that casual conversation could lead to something even bigger.
Yeah, like us. I think you were wearing a it wasn't a Devil's Work Prada shirt.
I don't have one.
Who's the damn ham
motherfucking ham sandwich.
I don't know what they're talking about.
No, there was a shirt that you wore, and I was like, I like that band.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, really? What albums? And I was naming them, and you're like, that's good. I think it was Velamaya.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was Velamaya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was.
Velamaya's a great band.
I think, and then another thing, I think whenever I got to know you more and how we started the conversation was, I think it was when we were talking about the whole transition from switching to SB to the other gym. And I was just like, oh. And then I think you gave your little input about it.
Yeah. And
it was with Brian and I think some others, and you were telling me what you thought about it. And I was like, oh, okay, he seems pretty cool. So that was another thing. I mean, you guys started conversation somehow in some way, but it allows me to know more about you and how you are as a person. It was pretty intimidating what your thoughts were, though. I was like,
what did I say?
No, it was just kind of like, I didn't know about you more, but it was kind of like in a tone where it was just, it was the way he said, he was like, well, what are the pros and cons? Well, I don't know about the other thing. So, I was just like, damn, I don't know if I want to be on this bad side. But
so I don't want to say something stupid.
You say some dumbass shit, and then next
thing you know, this guy's roasting me.
Next thing you know, I'm on the street, broken leg and everything.
Oh my God.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, then now, at this point now, after so long, after getting to know you and knowing each other, it's just kind of like now we have a podcast and we're close friends. So you never know. Right. You never know what you can develop as far as that from just having a casual conversation and what it can lead up to.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think I'll ever be able to shut people out. It's just kind of not my personality. I am very open and very sensitive, as I'm finding out a lot recently, that I'm a very sensitive person. I admit that, I wear it. I feel emotions, and I'm not afraid to tell people that I feel emotions. But, we have our shared trauma, I guess you could call it. Hey, and it's like, it's just made me reevaluate the way that I reevaluate like how quickly I let people in and like affect me at an emotional on a level, like trusting them or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it really does suck when the feeling is not reciprocated, because you felt like you put a lot of yourself into people. At least I felt like I put a lot of myself, who I am, my soul, I guess you could call it, into people and relationships. And maybe it's because I'm a narcissist or an arrogant asshole or whatever, but I feel like that should be reciprocated. And when it isn't, it hurts. So it's been tough getting over that, that whole thing, and I still think about it all the time. And most of the people that I've talked about it say that I need to let it go, and I think you're trying to do that as well, which is good. But it's hard.
No, it for sure is, because all that time you invested in, not just time, but like emotion, and mentally, physically, and all that. And you invest in something, and it's just like something happens in a quick switch, and it's like now you're the villain when you don't mean to be, and people are painting you this picture, and then I was painted this picture for so long. It's like now I have to act like it, and it sucks because it's not who I was, But I was painted like that, so now I feel like I gotta fit the part, and then it comes to the realization. Well, these past few days, it was like I am not that person.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be that person. I mean, yeah, I'll jokingly say, like, oh, it's my villain arc and all that. Mm. But it's not necessarily going to be that. I'm just going to do me, and surround myself with people with good attitudes and all that. And, like I said, a new habit that I'm trying to pick up on is to be better and grow as a person. Mm-hmm. And so I think the first step is to let that go,
Yeah, I know.
It's for sure, it's definitely the first thing that you need to do, but it's also one of the hardest things to do is to let go. And but once you do it, man, it feels so much weight off of your shoulders, and you can finally just stop stressing about it, because it's no longer up to you, nor it was never up to you, Yeah. It was just like something that was out of your control, and, you're stressing about it because you're being painted as something that you're not. And it's just like, well, it's majority versus the minority, and, so. But for sure feel you on that.
Yeah.
For sure feel you on that. But yeah, I eventually just let it go, and I'm like, dude, it doesn't affect me anymore. You can say what you want or do whatever you want. It's not going to affect me anyway, because at the end of the day, I have zero connection to that thing anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, it's understandable, because I've had that experience too, years ago, especially when I had a friend group, and it was just kind of like, I was painted as someone that was the bad person, and I was like, what do you mean? What did I do? Even though I was trying to like just look out for everyone, but even after that experience, I was like, I mean, you just kind of gotta realize, like, well, what do you have, I was like, okay, they painted me as someone I'm not, and I'm like, okay, like, but that's not who I am, so if that's how you feel, then alright, I'll just move on, I mean, it sucked because it was like it was like a group of friends that I was close to, and then you're just like, damn, you're just gonna drop me off like that?
Yeah. I
was like, what the fuck? But then you just realize that, oh, okay, they didn't mess with me, so alright, it is what it is, You at the end of the day, we all grow up, and at the end of the day, there's gonna be times where you just go your separate ways with people, and that's normal, As we grow up, we start to also form new relationships with other people too. So, like with this one, with y'all, it's kind of like I formed a new group of friends and group of relationships with other people, and I was like, oh, it's not so bad. I mean, if you keep dwelling on the past, it's not going to help because you keep worrying about it.
For sure.
So,
and definitely will add on, like, it's like, I feel like it'll add on like this stress that's like mold. It just kept growing, and then it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I'm stressing for no reason, but it's that stress of that one thing that it grew so much. It's like a parasite or like a tumor. It just grew and grew, and you let it fucking develop into this thing, and it's just like, why have that? You have so much ahead of you. It's why dwell on something that's out of your control, and it's like not even true. It's just why. Why? Just let it go, move on, focus on what you have now, and focus on what you can build. Example like us, like friends. Why dwell on that thing when we can just focus on us, focus on what's in the future? Because we can't talk about it now, but dude, we have like an opportunity of a lifetime that just happened to us.
That's true.
That's insane. Like, how many people would get that opportunity? Not a lot. Not a lot. And especially, we're not up there yet.
Yeah, we're not even that good.
Exactly. And if we got the opportunity, dude, that's fucking crazy. So,
I think it's just like the fact that like, I know some people will always be. There's gonna be people who just will dwell on the past, and I mean that was the thing for me after that whole friend group thing, and it was just kind of like, at the end of the day, it was just kind of like dwelling on it and then not growing as a person. And I was like, eventually you'll just get to the point where like, well, I mean, there's nothing you can change about it. So what can you do for yourself now? You know, well, be better, grow as a person, move on. And then at the end of the day, there's going to be people you will meet in the future that you will grow and build relationships. And look where I am now. I have y'all. I have people that I've been building relationships with and friendships with. Meeting Andrew and having a connection with him and talking to him and building a friendship with him. And now having someone close that works at Game Day. I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy. I never thought I would have that time. Where I can have connections there. I have people that I'm friends with who work at Corrupted, and I was like, I never thought that would happen either. So now it's just kind of like, well, looking at the positive sides of what you can create in the future.
but they're pretty much dead to me. Like, they're all like, I don't care who, what, when, how. Like, even if we had a good relationship, like, they're all dead to me.
Yeah.
Because they're connected with it. You're just dead to me. So that's harsh, as harsh as it sounds, but I think
it's necessary, honestly.
Yeah, because
that's why,
next thing you know, we say something.
On.
Yeah,
that's why I can't move on.
Yeah.
I just can't. I have not let that go yet, and it's like I come to the realization, especially last night. I talked to my parents about it, that I have to unfollow all of them. I have to sever my ties 100%, and I have to they're dead to me essentially.
It's just like I said before, it's about moving on. It's about just, hey, whatever happened. All right, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I mean, you're not a part of it, so there's no reason for you to be, like you said, following these people that you don't even talk to anymore. Yeah. So there's no point in following them. So okay, that's cool, because at the end of the day, it's your choice. It's what you want to do. If you want to follow those people, you can. If you don't, fuck it. Fuck them. Don't really fuck them, but you know.
Hey, pause.
He's talking about selling bikes. Now you want to talk about fucking people? Wait a minute. Hey. But yeah, like it's your choice now. At the end of the day, who cares? I mean,
that's the problem. Yeah. That was the whole thing.
Actually, the problem is you care too much.
I know. That's the other problem.
You care too much now.
I know.
And then essentially, it's just like.
Well, like I said, I'm a sensitive person. I feel, and I'm not afraid to feel. I'm not afraid to tell people that I feel. So
it's okay to have a certain feeling.
It hurts, like to. I mean, we can cut all this out, but like.
Well, I think we should keep this in because it's like. For
example, for me, to what I was talking about.
Yeah. For example, for me, I'm the opposite of you. Like, deep down, I am sensitive, but I hate showing that because growing up, if you were gonna show that, you're weak.
Right.
Like, who are you? Like, grow up. Like, you're weak. You're nothing. And I've never had that emotional support until maybe like later on. But then again, it's just like that whole thing. Like, in my mind was like, okay, I can't show it because I'm weak. But then I'm also told like it's okay to show it. It's like you're gonna have to show it. Mm-hmm. But in my mind, I'm like, no, I can't. Like it's like I'm weak. And so like growing up, not even growing up. Well, yeah, growing up, I never showed it, and then past like a few friendships and relationships and all that, it was just like in the long run, it hurt me. In the long run, it hurt me because I was not able to show emotions, and I was acting like this tough guy, whatever. But like deep down, I'm actually super sensitive. So now, like that's like another thing that I'm starting to work on is that just be me. Because at the end of the day, who's gonna judge me? I'm surrounded by like good people. Surround yourself with good people. If they're gonna judge you, it's not gonna be like, oh, haha, like you're soft. It's more like, I respect that, man. I'm also like this way and whatnot.
So yes, that's like another thing. That's another thing. Like I was saying, like I'm gonna develop good habits as growing as a person. I'm gonna start embracing like, you know, showing emotions. You know, not hiding anything. You know, talk to somebody if I need to, or you know, I actually picked up this other thing. I started writing down my thoughts.
Oh, wow.
It's let me tell you, I wrote so much that I already moved on to another notebook.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just I just write down my thoughts. I feel like it's definitely good to not ball it all in, because that's another thing. I was just trapping in everything because like I said, I was showing emotions because it's like I'm painting as this you know, tough guy to do whatever the fuck. I mean, you know, it's, I don't know, it's just, it wasn't healthy at all. It's not healthy to keep anything balled in, because it's like one day it's not gonna all fit and it's just gonna pop and it's gonna burst out, and then it might lash it onto a person or something that didn't deserve it at all for no reason. And so yeah, I started writing, and it was like my journals I was going to use for my summer semester, but I'm going to buy new ones because I've used them, most of it. And so, I mean, I've been writing a lot. It's just, I think it's very healthy, for sure. Like, 1000%, it's better out than in, for sure. So, I mean, you don't have to show anybody, you don't got to tell anybody, you know, you just write down what you're thinking, whether it's positive or negative. I write it down, you know. I've written some dark stuff. For sure, written some dark stuff, but like I said, it felt better to get it out. So now I don't have that dark stuff trapped in me, and you know, so I mean, it's lifted me in a very positive way, and I really do believe like within like a few days I've grown a lot, and I've grown more than I had in like a year, and I now swear by it, like it's like something I'm gonna do every day, because I either do it when I wake up or I do it before I go to bed. I just write about how my day was, what my thoughts were during the day. It doesn't have to be long at all. Just be a page, half a page. I have some stuff that are like half a page, but at the end of the day, it's all out versus in. So.
May 11th, 2022. These fuckers be trying me.
Oh my god.
These hoes be wild. No, but for sure. I mean, for sure, like, there's things where, like, I wrote a sentence and I was like, there's so much I have to say, but I don't know how to say it. So I'll come back to it maybe later on that night or later on, you know, the next day. And so,
Yeah.
For sure, but writing is a therapy that I highly believe in and suggest for people who, especially us, people who just ball everything in and just like, you know what, fuck the world, you know?
Yeah.
It's just you and I, or, you know, me and a group, which is, you know, essentially, that's not a wrong thing at all. You know, having a mentality is like us versus the world, or you know, you and me versus the world, or whatever. Like, that's not a bad thing to have. That I feel like that's a good thing. But it's also like, you can have that, but also be open-minded. Or you can have that and be closed-minded, you know?
Right.
Now, which one are you? And it's just, I've learned to, you know, just be open-minded, take less things more granted, or take things less granted than I did before, and just start growing. And honestly, it's just, I feel so much better. And yeah.
I think that's the thing I realized was like with you, with writing as a therapy, I realized like for me, my type of therapy is actually going to the gym, honestly. I think
for sure.
And that was the thing that I realized, because I realized these past few days, I noticed like any of those days where I'm just supposed to just rest, I'll be like, damn, what the fuck am I gonna do today? Like, I don't know what to do, and I'll be pissed off. I'll be like, man, I don't got nothing to do. I got nothing, like, man. There's some days where I'll be like, fuck it, I'll just go to the gym and do something. Because at the end of the day, I don't know, it's something along the lines of, I guess, I don't know, with whatever endorphins I go through whenever I'm at the gym or something, but it's just kind of like, I'm like, I have to do something just because I want something to like just ease my mind. not only that, I got cut. So, but it's just along the lines of also knowing that y'all will be at the gym. It's also kind of like, oh, I get to see my friends, you know.
Yeah, I get to
That's
hang out
another thing too.
and shoot the shit, you know, while lifting some weights. What more can you ask? Maybe a Bud Light, a Modelo, Corona, and that's it. You're good.
Intro workout.
And then letting out also like anything that's been pissing me off or any frustrations that's been going on in my life, like just that also has been helping me like in my lifts, thinking about it and just being like letting off that steam of stress and everything, because just being in the gym, you don't have to worry about those things. Those are outside stressors. You don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah,
it's
they're
just
outside versus inside. Yeah, it's like another. Like I had to talk with Brian, and he's like, when you come to the gym, it's gym time. It's not. Don't let whatever's bothering you outside the gym come into the gym with you, because then you're gonna have a shitty training day, and that will affect you a lot. And I was like, you know what? That's right. I mean, it's also something that Alex has been saying for like the longest time too. Is like, just go to the gym to do gym stuff. You know, don't go to the gym letting something bother you, and then that just like literally just
ruining
it ruins the whole session, and it starts building, like I said, like that parasite, that mold of stress, and then you have such a shitty day, and then you go to the gym, it's like, fuck, I had a shitty day, now I'm gonna have a shitty session, and then you go home, you're all like, fuck this, it's just a shitty day overall, when gym should be your therapy. It should be the time, you know, to shoot the shit with your friends and lift some heavy ass weight.
And not worry about what's going on outside of it. Because you're in the gym.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be having to worry about those things.
Yeah.
You're in the gym, focus on what you're trying to do. Which is, for us, is powerlifting. So why should we let other things outside of that ruin it when we're trying to work towards something, you know?
For sure.
So, I've definitely found it as a way for me, for therapy, and for y'all, I'm pretty sure too, just to kind of like let some frustrations out, and also just getting to see each other. Yeah. Is just being nice to being seeing y'all and just having that type of session. Like, we don't have to worry about what's going on outside. Hey, how's it going? You know, how you doing? And just getting our minds off of what's ever going on outside of the gym. So.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, like it's like you kind of have to treat the gym like you're like a different workspace. If that makes sense. Just like don't let anything from the outside bother you in the inside, or it's like your safety bubble, you know, because no one's gonna judge you at the gym. It's just well, it depends on the gym you go to, but like us, it's like we're not gonna be like, hey, like, you're a shitty lifter or you're doing this completely wrong. Like, you're a loser, you know. Like, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna help each other. If we do see something wrong, but I mean, for the most part, we're all coached by the same guy, and who happens to go to the gym the same time we do sometimes, and he's like, he'll teach us what to do, or like tell us like what we're doing wrong. But at the end of the day, we get to shoot the shit with each other and lift some weights. So,
but yeah,
I feel like the gym is like our safety bubble, or a little hangout. You know, when you were a kid, I don't know if you guys ever lived in like a in the suburbs, or like a little area where like all the houses are connected and all that, and it's just like me as in like my friends back then, we always hang out at, it was either my friend's Matthew's house or my friend Eddie's house. Those were the two hangout spots. Or we usually go at the stop sign at the corner at Drew's house, and we would all just meet up at, it was one of those three locations, and then we're just outside for hours, just like shooting the shit, you know, shooting each other with Nerf guns and having these sword battles and shit. Like, it was just the dumbest thing you could do. Like, we were doing it, and so it's like a safety bubble, you know, where just it's like an escape from reality, essentially, and yeah, so it's pretty interesting. Like I said, man, it's like one of the toughest things, but like the first step is to let something go. That's like a parasite to you, because it's like you have the cure, you already know what to do. Now you got to do it.
It's up to you now. It's your choice, though.
Yeah. So,
what about you, Ani? Do you have anything that's as far as like any type of like way to like anything that's as far as like therapeutic, where it's like, oh, this kind of like helps me calm down, not having to worry about everything, you know?
Not really. I think the gym used to be like that for me, but I found it increasingly difficult to not. Look, it's weird because like I understand what you guys are saying about it being therapy, and I understand what you're saying, and like people have told me the same thing about not letting, like, don't take anything to the gym with you. You know, it's like when you go to work and like you're supposed to leave work at the door type shit. But like, I just never. I never did that. And I still don't do that, but because I don't think it affects me in that way. Like, I'll have a shitty day, and I'll be thinking about how shitty my day is, but I'll still have a good sesh. Like, I'll still go in and smoke my lips for that day. You know, so I guess, I don't know, I guess my brain is able to compartmentalize it in a way that is like, I'll still be in the gym all sad and depressed, but still be able to hit my lips. It's like, I don't understand what's going on there. I guess, like, I don't really have anything, like, maybe, like, games sometimes, like, I could, like, but I feel like that's just because I'm distracted. It's almost like...
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's what it is. It's just, like, the gym is...
Yeah, but like, people view the gym as therapy, and I think therapy is supposed to help you overcome, but I think the distraction doesn't. It just makes me forget for a few hours.
Which is understandable. I mean, well, for me, it depends. I mean, it's a distraction and I guess therapy, because it's like
I can see that.
Yeah, I mean I'm the same way. I'm a gamer too, you know. I use games as like a therapy / distraction from reality, because essentially that's what it is. It's not reality, you know. And so you can just, I don't know, you can just take out your stress or something, unless it's like you're super competitive and it's just like fucking suck.
That's why I play single.
What are you wasting? What are you wasting your time for? You gotta hustle every hour.
My God.
How do you think I became a millionaire? Shut the fuck up.
What is that new lingo now? The Valorant tone. It's like your dog water.
Your dog water, your trash, your.
There's like a whole TikTok about it. Like, it's like how like
the Valorant voice or something. It's like I've seen a couple of TikToks referencing that before.
Where are you going? Where are you going? Your trash, your dog water.
Pretty much, it's like that.
I saw that on a Fortnite. I think it was a Fortnite thing.
Yeah, it's like you're absolutely brain dead. It goes like up and down or some shit.
Where are you going? Your trash. You're going. Oh yeah.
But I think I don't know. I don't know if I have really anything. Maybe my relationship. I think that's probably the biggest one.
Wait, the biggest one. The biggest.
What?
I'm sorry, I'm actually coughing.
You didn't clarify if it was like a distraction or
No,
therapy.
the therapy.
Oh,
like,
okay. I was like, blink twice if you need help.
No. I mean, it is both. I mean, she does distract me from my problems, but I think she does it in a good way, where it's like a focal point in which I can focus on. You know, and I think like one of the things, I guess, like for the summer that I want to do is I want to let go of a lot of stuff, because I found myself a lot throughout my whole life being trapped in the past and constantly thinking about all the mistakes that I made. Like every day I'll say, if I could go back in time to do this, if I could do that, you know, and just thinking about, you know, I mean, how many times I told you guys I wish I started lifting in high school?
I mean,
like,
yeah, and then
it is.
I'm the same way, and and I wish I would have listened, and because I feel your pain, because if you were talking to me last week about it, I'd be like, yeah, man, I'm with you, but like now it's just like, I don't know, I just feel so much better, because now I know that pain, because it's pain. You're trapped in this paradoxical abyss of you know, irrelevancy, and it's just like it's like an endless loop, and it sucks, because you know it starts changing who you are, and you know, it essentially just creates this depression.
It definitely doesn't help you grow.
Oh no!
It doesn't help you move on.
Fuck no!
Which obviously is something that I really want to do. Like, I want to let go. Like, I keep thinking about all the mistakes that I made. I keep thinking about the fact that I was like a certain weight that was really low, and then I lost all of it, and I gained all the weight back. And I can't let that go. I really beat myself up over that because my whole goal for starting to lift in the first place was to lose a bunch of weight. And the fact that I did and then screwed it up is like, you know, something that I haven't gotten over. And then, you know, I remember you telling me, you guys started talking about high school friend groups. And I remember that I had a friend, and we had a group of friends. Obviously, every high school person has a group of friends. But one of my groups, I guess I had two groups, but the group that I'm talking about, God damn it, there's a person in the group who kind of was like, he was like the centerpiece of the group because we were all friends in some way, shape, or form through him. But at the same time, he was also the punching bag of the group. So he was the guy we always made fun of. He was that guy. And like, granted, he kind of did it to himself. I think that there were a lot of things that he didn't do well or didn't do right, and he got very angry very easily. So it was very easy to set him off. But he was the punching bag, and he was also the guy that we went to his house. He was the house because you know, it was just he had a nice gaming setup, and his parents were ambivalent, and it was like just so easy to go there and do whatever we wanted to. He had a pool and everything. So on there, like one of the things that always like gets me is that after his first year of college, he cut us off 100%. Just cut us out of his life completely, out of nowhere. He never told us why. He still to this day has never told us why. I'll never forget. I'm sitting in my car outside of his house with one of my other friends who went to UTSA at the time, who hadn't seen him since graduation, and we're on the phone with him, and we were like asking him, hey, why don't you come outside and say hi? Just say what's up. We haven't seen him forever. And he just straight up just said no. And told us that he had to go shopping with his mom to go to IKEA to get furniture. But his mom wasn't home yet. So he's just sitting in his room by himself. We're just outside. We're just like, hey, come and say hi. And he's like, no. Like, I don't want to. And like to me, that affected me in a way because I felt very guilty. Because I felt like it was my fault to some extent, because we just punched, we beat him up not beat him physically, but like, we just made fun of him all the time. Yeah. Right? And like, but he did what I feel like I need to start doing, which is just recognizing that you're like, people are not treating you the way that you want to be treated, and it's just better to like cut them off and let go of the past and just like remake yourself, you know? And anyway, so I think about that a lot, you know? I think about that especially in the last couple of weeks, last few months, because of situations that have happened. It's kind of made me think it's made me think about a lot of things, honestly. But like, you know, I don't know if I'll ever start healing properly through all of it. Like, you know, the not lifting when I was 14, even though I had a membership to Lifetime that I didn't pay for. You know, it's like I had access to this gym and I never used it because I hated working out. Like, little did I know, like 5 years later, I'd be lifting out, working out all the time, and wanting to work out every single day. Mm-hmm. And you know, the whole weight loss thing of, you know, I spent so long and I was eating so little to get to this point in which I remember at that point, I still didn't think I looked great. I thought I looked like shit. I didn't respect what I had done because I'd lost 70 pounds at that point, which is like a feat that most people don't have to do in their entire lives, let alone at once. Mm-hmm. But I did it, and I didn't appreciate it because
you took it for granted.
And then of course, because I didn't have a healthy relationship going about that process in the first place, I didn't have the good habits to sustain it. So obviously I ate it all back over the course of a few years, and now I'm here, probably the worst shape I've ever been in my life. And you know, that's a regret that I haven't let go. I don't think I'll ever be able to succeed in that field unless I do let it go. So anyway, all of that is to say, like, I think one of the things that I need to work on over the summer, while I have a little bit more time, even though I am going to be busy with school still, but at least it won't be as bad as, you know, this semester, is just learning how to let things go and then actually doing it.
Yeah. No, for sure.
something that I've learned really recently is like you don't know what you had until you lost it. And unfortunately, no, I lost something, and it's like I'm working to get it back. And so it's like this whole process, and but definitely it's as shitty as it sounds. Like it happened to me, but it's also like teaching me something. You know, I'm not dwelling on it. You know, instead of it's happened, learn from it, grow from it. You know, and so currently I'm at this stage. And I feel so much better because it's like I'm actually growing, you know? I'm actually grabbing that lesson and learning from it and trying to grow as a person, as an individual, to not take anything for granted, you know, to live in the moment more, to be more open, to, you know, just to be all these things that is truly me instead of hiding myself as this like tough persona, or you know, being something that I'm not. And it's almost euphoric, if that makes sense. It's like I feel so much better, you know, and I can feel that I'm growing as a person too, and it feels amazing. So, I mean, writing does not take long at all. Trust me, you have so many thoughts. You're writing it all down. You'll be done in 5 minutes, bro. Guarantee you, in 5 minutes. You'll have a full page, like, completely filled with the amount of thoughts that you have. And it's like, holy shit, if I'm able to write this, dude, I can write a whole fucking book. I can write an essay. Like, I feel more confident in my ability to write now. Whether it's like a paper or just writing my thoughts. Like, I feel, I don't know, I just feel more confident. And then it's therapy for sure. It's therapy for sure. And it's something that I do recommend for anybody. Whether if they're going something, you know, super dark, or if they're just stressed all the time, they have no one to talk to, or, you know, essentially it's like, it's always good to have a person to talk to regardless, you know. My biggest thing is I'm scared of being judged. So that's why I don't really talk to anybody right now. I'm not saying that I will never talk to anybody. I will eventually. But like as of right now, writing is what's doing it for me. So, I mean, I feel like eventually I will move on to like talking to somebody and writing still, but you'll feel so much better. It's definitely something that you should actually look into because you'll feel less cluttered, and you have all these thoughts running in and out, and it's just like if you put all your thoughts together on a sheet of paper, it'll all make sense. It's like a puzzle almost, and then I don't know. I feel like you will feel way better because that's what I had to do. You know, I've done it. You know, right. It's not like some weight loss diet shit. It's like it's something that I didn't believe because I was like, oh, how the fuck are you gonna write to feel better? Like I understood it. You know, it made sense. I've never done it, so I'm like, okay, cool. Like you're right. That's awesome. I'm glad you're able to get it out. Meanwhile, I'm over here keeping everything balled in, and it's just like I'm gonna blow up and lash out, and it's just like. I'm gonna say something like, excuse me. I'm gonna say something like I didn't mean, or you know, or it came out completely wrong because I didn't have enough time to think and put it in sentences. But no, for sure, writing makes your mind more not at ease. Well, I guess yeah, it makes your mind more at ease and less cluttered, and you know you can think straight versus like going all around in places and. You know, you have like something built up over here while you have something built up over here. It's like a corrupted file almost, in like a computer or something, or like your storage is like being used too much. So, I do recommend writing for just anybody. You know, just having thoughts, just writing down whether it's on your notes on your phone or in a old school way in a journal, and just. Like I said, you just don't have to show anybody. No one has to see it. It's just for you and you only. You know, so.
I mean, with everyone, everyone has their own ways of how to deal with certain things. I mean, you will reach a point, at a certain point in your life, where you just gotta realize, hey, they didn't give a fuck about me, and why should I give a fuck about them? You'll realize that eventually you just gotta learn to get used to being like, fuck them. I don't care. If they didn't care about me, I got other people who I know will be, caring about how I'm feeling, what I'm dealing with, and who's close to me. With y'all. Mm-hmm. And that was the thing I realized. I was like, all right, if they don't care, then fuck them. I got people who got my back. It is what it is. And that's what I realized early on, way before I came here, is people who were fucking with me. And who were actually cared about what's going on, about my life, and rather just being like benefiting off of me. And I was like, I'm not gonna give you any benefits from me if you don't even care about what's going on in my life,
Right.
And that was the thing. It was just like, it is what it is. I had to learn the hard way that these people didn't care. Okay, cool. All right. I mean, you're not gonna get anything from me at the end of the day, whether or how far I go or whatever happens later in the future. And if they come down to it where it's like asking for a benefit, I'm sorry, but I got other people I got to take care of right now. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you're kind of like the last option.
Yeah.
So,
what is that scene from Shark Tales?
First, there's Don Lino. Then there's me. Then there's regular fish.
and then there's you.
And then there's poo.
There's whale poo. And then there's you.
So
That's messed up.
yeah, you just learn. You eventually learn to. You'll get to the certain point where you just gotta learn and develop that mentality where it's just kind of like, at the end of the day, realizing what you have.
Yeah.
Who has your back.
Who's really there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rather than worrying about all these people. I couldn't please these people. Okay, but they didn't benefit you as a person. They always took advantage of who you were as a person, and then you just realize, you know what? That's right. Like, these people always had my back whenever I had a problem. They always were by my side whenever it was coming down to like I needed help. So that's all that matters to me. These people, these close people right next to me, who have been there from the beginning through the ups and downs. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, it goes like, what is that? There's like this, not the saying, but like there was like this example is like, there's gonna be, when you win, there's gonna be a little bit of people, but when you lose, that's when there's gonna be the most people, because they want to see you lose. Mm-hmm. They don't want to see you win. That's why I always say they don't want to see me win. Is because it was like that always. It was always that thing. Is like a lot more people are gonna show up when you lose to make fun of you or to be like, like you didn't do it or you didn't make it, So like that's how I came up with that saying, was like, they don't want me to win. Mm-hmm. People are like, who's they? It was like, it's just, I don't know, it's just a saying. It's to them. They don't want me to win. Mm-hmm. And so like, that's like this whole theme. So it's like, I don't know, like they are like nothing. Like it's like nothing. Like it doesn't tie to anything. Mm-hmm. But it was just that saying was like, there's going to be very little people who are going to be there to see you win versus there's going to be a bunch of people to see you to lose, to make fun of you, to do this and that,
It always reminds me of the things where it's like, oh yeah? Well, sumo's cheating.
Bro.
Dude, he pulled fucking 1,000 pounds. What do you mean, oh, that's cheating? It's just like, I want to, okay, then do it. Yeah, if it's that easy, then go ahead, do it.
What is that saying? If you're not cheating, you're not trying?
Yeah.
Or some shit. And like, who fucking cares? If the lift is good, it's good. Like, I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. Like, I used to be like, oh yeah, like the high arch is like, what the fuck? That's like a 2-inch range of motion. Bro, fuck it.
If it counts in competition.
Yeah, like if it's there, it's there. Like, it's, sorry, this person spent like fucking maybe 5 hours, not even, probably like 2 hours a day stretching to get that high arch, or like they were just born with it. Like, grow up. Who fucking cares? Like, if
get your weight up, then, motherfucker.
And then it's just kind of like,
exactly. Like if it's a good lift, it's a good lift. If it's not, it's not.
Don't be mad at
people who hate on sumo is because they can't pull it, and they get frustrated and they sit there and they fucking cry about it. They don't take the time to learn the technique, to learn the lift. I learned sumo. I learned froggy. I learned conventional. Like, they're pretty much very similar, but also very different. Like, it's
People are going to be stronger in a certain way.
Yeah, it's also how is your body made? You know, like from an anatomy standpoint of view. You know, some people can have their hips open so much and they have to do close stance.
Some people have lengthy ass fucking arms.
That's what I'm saying. Just grow the fuck up and worry about yourself.
Grow up.
At the end of the day, just grow up, worry about yourself, you know, and if you see a friend or you see somebody who, you know, who's pulling some weight, regardless of the weight, just fucking, who cares? Just grow the fuck up and be like, hey man, good shit, and then go on with your life.
Especially if you're competing. It's like, why be at a disadvantage when you can have that advantage?
Yeah, it doesn't...
It's so stupid.
I don't fucking know.
That's why it's just kind of like, yeah. That's why I say, like I said before, all in all,
0 cents, room temperature, IQ. That's all I know.
all in all, fuck them. Like, fuck them. If they don't care, all right, cool. Like, I got other people that care about me. I could care less. It's just like, why are you worrying about me then? You know?
Yeah, like...
Why should you care?
You fucking...
Oh yeah, but someone else is doing better. Okay, I'm doing better in my lifts for me.
Yeah.
I'm seeing my progress. Why do I care what this other person's doing? He's been doing it for years. I got it. I've been doing this for only a year now. Obviously, there's going to be a difference. So, at the end of the day, you know, focus on yourself.
Exactly. I mean, no one's going to be on the same level. Some people way more than others. Like, you're not going to see, like, yeah, if you're a fucking 120 and then you're, like, benching, like, 300 plus, I mean, it's kind of expected. You know? It's just, like, I don't know. It fucking blows my mind, you know, having people just down talk other people just because they sumo or, you know, because they're not hitting a certain weight or whatever. I'm fucking like, I'm so just confused.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm happy to be like, well, I've reached that point in my life where I'm like, fuck it. I don't care what you say at this point. You do you. If you want to keep talking shit, all right. Well, I'm not. You do you. It's just gonna look like. It's gonna look bad on you anyway. Where it's just like, you keep talking about me. Like,
Usually people...
I'm minding my own business. If you're gonna keep doing that, why should I care?
And plus, usually people who like downplay that shit are usually insecure or their form is dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're insecure about their dog shit form.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's one way or the other. Like, it's... I don't know. Anyways.
So, just... At the end of the day, it's about focusing on your own growth. You know? Focusing on your own growth as a person for yourself with people who have your back. You know? Why should I care about people who don't have yours? Who don't have your back, you know?
Yeah, why give them the energy that, you know, like you said, if I'm putting the time and effort, but they're not, why continue doing that? Or why even care? Why even bother? You know?
Mm-hmm. Why you need to focus on people who are walking out the door compared than focusing on the people who are right here staying with you, you know?
Hey, I love you guys. I focus on you all the time, god damn it.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? But yeah.
I just feel like, you know, I mean, I understand what you're saying. It's one of the things that we don't work on during summer is letting go and just being, you know, not giving a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
But I think it's like, I'm just saying that because I did so much, or because I felt like I did so much.
Oh yeah.
I felt like I deserved a bit more, and I didn't get it. And that, I mean, I've had that happen to me like in jobs where I'm putting in the hours and I still gotta like basically threaten to fucking quit if my boss doesn't give me like a 30-cent raise or something like that, you know?
Take
like,
what you can get, I mean.
But like, you know.
Well, it depends, man. If you're working at $7.25,
Like, man, you're gonna need to ask more.
I was working $7.25, but it wasn't 30 cents. You put me up to 9.
Managerial
but I was
stuff.
I was a pizza guy. But anyway,
$7.25 as a pizza guy.
it's actually good, technically, because like
Unless you're a driver,
I was a
trying to make
driver.
those tips, then okay.
you know, other places will knock you down to 4 on the road.
So
They'll
some
literally-
people being a waiter and then hearing how much they pay you.
Well, yeah. Well, so with waiters, that's like a. I mean, it's not a different story, but it's also like it's something different. Yeah, they get paid like what, like $4, something like that.
Because they get tips, but I'm like, God damn, man.
It still sucks, bro. Like, give me
Still
an extra
sucks.
7.
Because some days are not gonna be that great.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, like I was trying to say, it was like, you know, fighting for those scraps or whatever. But anyway, I felt like I put in the time, and the effort and showing people, and just the fact that nobody ended up caring was very. I'm not saying that like. I was naive, I guess is what really it was. I shouldn't have expected it, because why would they? And just like you said, it's like they'll take from you, but when it's time to give, they'll take. I don't know. Most people won't, right? So at least there definitely won't be proportional. So you're gonna have to just let it go and not take it so hard, which is something obviously I'm not very good at. But again, I had the summer to work on that, and I think the first step is like we've been saying, just let it go and like cleanse almost. You gotta kind of just wipe the slate. That's why we're at Ghostletics now, and the future is bright. I really do feel like there's something that this next set of things that are going to happen for us is at the very minimum a door that opens up so many opportunities in the future, even if this by itself doesn't work out exactly the way we think it is, which I don't know. I think it'll be great. I'm very excited, but like that's what I got to focus on is that instead of the past, which is something that like I said many times now, I have trouble letting go. And it's not just what happened a couple months ago. It's just my whole life.
Which is it's understandable. But with what I was saying is, it does take time. It does take time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It does take time, but eventually you'll soon realize like, oh, okay, I know how it feels now. Where it's like, okay, not having to worry about that now. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine now.
Yeah.
But now you've learned from this experience, taking in what you learned from this experience and, making sure it doesn't happen again. Or doing the best you can to make sure it doesn't happen again,
Yeah.
And being a little bit more cautious in, what you're investing into people. Which is kind of like with any job too. When hiring someone, it's like you gotta take that risk. And trying to be careful with this person and trying to understand who this person is before hiring them on. But, just taking that experience and just learning from it, really. And it's going to just take time to kind of like,
I spilled some water.
Yeah,
I didn't realize I did a double take. I was like, what? I was like, what happened? But yeah, it's going to take time. But I know it'll eventually be like, oh, that's just something you laugh about, joke about.
No, for sure. Like later on, I'm pretty sure within a few months, we're just gonna be like, we were worried about that.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Wow.
Yeah. So
couldn't be us now. So for
That's
sure,
true.
it's a growing process. You gotta take day by day, man. It's for sure one of the positive things of growing is take day by day, and don't take anything for granted and learn from each and every opportunity that you get, and just continue to grow and don't stop growing, because there's no such thing as you're fully grown,
Very true, my friends. Very true. Is there anything else we want to talk about before we wrap this up?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it. Anything you want to bring up? Oh yeah, the future of the podcast.
I was going to just say, one of the things that I wanted to say before we left is, our good friend Matt, like I said, becoming a productive member of society, finally.
Normie.
Growing up, moving out onto greener pastures.
Mm-hmm.
So what's gonna happen to the podcast now that you're an adult, living in Houston, working a real big boy job? Do you have any thoughts?
As far as like the future of the podcast, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just like, I thought you were leaning towards like being a productive member of society. I was like, I did talk about that earlier, but there are ways, like we've seen before. You can just do like a Zoom call, and then not only that, you have your own mic. I can record off my own mic.
He's got his own mic too.
True, I do got my own mic.
And then just go from there. At least we don't have to worry about, audio issues, because it's kind of like I just take the audio that and then just connect them together,
What were we gonna do? Hop in the Discord call now and just talk there, or what?
Oh, we'll just hop on. Skype. Actually, no. Uvu.
Damn. Now that is a service I have not heard of in many years. Does that still function? Does that still?
I don't think so.
No, I think that thing is dead as it should be dead.
No, we should just use AOL.
Oh my god.
But no, we'll find a way.
We'll find
for
a way.
sure.
We'll talk about worst case
I mean, at worst case scenario, we could just.
We'll two-man this.
Oh my god.
At worst case scenario,
Damn.
worst case scenario, we can have like an actual just an audio podcast if we have to. But I mean, there's gonna be a way.
I mean, yeah, it could. I just don't have. I don't have a webcam for my computer at all. I need to get one. I mean, I'm streaming anyways, so.
Mine's from 2005, so
it looks like it.
I need to upgrade.
It looks like it.
Oh my god.
Still functions though.
Hey, use the jug.
I mean, as long as it works. I mean, at least the audio is going to be good anyway, so
yeah. I mean,
we don't have to worry about that.
I have like a $200 mic or some shit, so you can hear me pretty clear.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean,
we will find a way. We will persevere. We will move on, ladies and gentlemen.
However, actually, this was actually supposed to be one of our biggest episodes, but we had to postpone that due to finals and like trying to work out a schedule.
scheduling. I mean, scheduling is gonna be is a really hard thing, especially if you're trying to get multiple people. So
yeah, I would like to actually shoot that video sometime when you're back, because I feel like that's like actually an episode that we need to have in person like this.
Yeah.
Over Zoom call for sure, because that's actually supposed to be a big episode. So unfortunately, we were trying to hype up the last episode, that this was supposed to be the big episode, but we're going to push that back to maybe an episode. It'll be our next episode or episode after that. It'll be a very big episode. And
we will let you guys know. But this podcast will go on, despite our co-founder leaving. Well, not leaving. You're still going to be alive.
in spirit.
But you will not be here. Anyway, we'll figure it out, and we'll let you guys know. But that has been episode 6.
6, not 5.
6 of the Calibrated Cast. We have an Instagram that we don't really use.
That we need to start using. We will start using.
We need to start using it. Follow us there. I think it's at the Calibrated Cast or
I think
just
so,
at Calibrated Cast?
Oh,
The
God.
Calibrated Cast.
Go check. We're going to have our social media manager check that. While he's checking it, you can follow Matt at...
It's the Calibrated Cast. The
You can follow me on Instagram. It's Villiam. It is VILLEAMM. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. That's where I post things outside of the podcast.
Are you going to be posting more content soon? Because that'll be super exciting.
Oh yeah, hopefully.
Let's
Mostly
go.
now finally recording off. I'm probably gonna start recording off on my camera now, just because I barely have any space on my phone now. I'm like, okay, I think it's time.
Let's go.
But yeah,
Look out for more content. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. You can follow John
at Lotissimus__prime. Or you can also tune in to my Twitch at twitch.tv/iprovote. I like to just hang out with the chat and just play some games and communicate with the chat essentially as I play games. That's like a small community. I think what the most viewers I've had was in that chat was like 6 people. So not so bad, but also it's okay. We're still growing. I just started maybe like a week and a half ago, so it's
wow,
definitely something fun, and I don't expect to make profit right away. It's just something that I'm really passionate about, video games, and really competitive and all that. So just might as well just showcase it and and do all that.
donate to him so he can make up the cost of his new PC. You can follow me on Instagram at SXBERTOOTH or Sabertooth with an X. underscore. I'm actually thinking about rebranding sometime soon, but I don't know what angle I'm going to go to. But for now, that's still my handle. I also have a YouTube channel by the same name without an underscore, so that's SXBERTOOTH on YouTube. You can subscribe to me there as well. And the Calibrated Cast YouTube, Instagram, both are at the Calibrated Cast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram, even though we haven't really done anything with that yet, but we are going to do some stuff with that. And I'll probably use more for updates as well as maybe some BTS or some...
Or just random shenanigans.
Random shenanigans.
We'll see.
We shall see. And we'll also see you guys in the next one.
Peace. No,